News Watch with Dennis Trudeau. What Montreal is all about.
The following is a live presentation of CBC Sports.
Marnoyer has it on that wing. Here's a shot. Henderson made a wild stab, work fell. Here's another shot. Right in front of the score. Henderson has scored for Canada.
Ahead to Lanny McDonald. Marcel Leon to Sittler. Sittler gets by. Right in on goal. A shot.
Lemieux ahead to Gretzky. Has Murphy with him on a 2-on-1 to Lemieux. And a goal. He shoots. He scores! Mario Lemieux!
A picture-perfect day in Vancouver, BC tonight for the first time in the 1996 World Cup of Hockey. The superpowers of the sport are set to hit the ice, and as fate would have it, they'll collide. It's Team Russia, Team Canada from sold-out GM Place. Bob Cole and Harry Neal are standing by in the booth. Good evening, Ron McLean with Don Cherry and his pals.
All right, here's these guys here. Good Canadian boys. Look all right. Good Snipsy's stick. Garth Butcher's stick. Good Canadian guy.
That's Mike and Ben and John set to raise the roof on this place. You know, you can't call the game critical, but you'll see in the players' eyes and actions during the introductions in a moment. It's tense before this game tonight. Let's start. Curtis Joseph's the goalie for Canada. Are you surprised?
Well, everybody's going to get mad at me, the goalies, but I don't think anybody's played well. He has played well, better than the other guys, and he was great in the World Tournament. I think that's what Glenn's going on, the World Tournament last year, because he was dynamite, and he's got a big heart, so he'll be ready.
How about the game?
Okay, now if you take the game in Calgary they played, the first period, it was a sweetheart game. It was ice follies, right? And there was 3-1 for the Russians. Eric comes out, takes no prisoners. They didn't even want the puck. They got to go out tonight. They got to go out and hit. Hope Greatsons is pretty good, doesn't call a lot of power plays. If they go out and try to outrush the Russians, they're dead. Go out, play our good, bang, smash, and let's get going. Because Eric, I'll tell you, tonight's going to take no prisoners. I guarantee it. And Messier's got to get going the way Messier gets going.
We'll tell you more about what to ponder in terms of Russia-Canada as we move along, but we're going to get back for the player introductions. Terry Gregson will have his hands full. Tonight's the night you send a message. Game 1 in the North American pool coming up next. You'll meet the faces of Russia and Canada in Vancouver as our presentation on CBC Sports.
Things change, the more things remain the same. X says it all since 1903.
Canadian Tire brings the World Cup into your store. The best sale prices on brand name equipment like Coho, Bauer, Cooper, CCM, Sherwood, Easton, Titan, and Jofa. Canadian Tire's World Cup of Hockey sale. It's here, it's now, and it's real. Canadian Tire. Everyday low prices made better.
The World Cup of Hockey on CBC is brought to you by Molson Export. X says it all since 1903. By Canadian Tire, the greatest moments in hockey brought to you by Canadian Tire. By Chrysler Canada. At Chrysler, we're not just building cars, we're building Canada. And by AT&T Canada.
Now, let's meet tonight's World Cup participants. First, from Team Russia, the head coach, Mr. Boris Mikhailov. Number 30, Andrei Trepidov. Number 35, Nikolai Habibulin. Number 2, Vyacheslav Fetisov. Number 3, Sergei Nemchinov. Number 8, Igor Larionov. Number 10, Alexei Zhemov. Number 11, Darius Kasparaitis. Number 13, Vyacheslav Kozlov. Number 19, Sergei Alexei Yashin. Number 26, Dmitry Yushkevich. Number 27, Alexei Kovalev. Number 28, Alexander Simak. Number 33, Andrei Nikolishin. Number 38, Vladimir Melnikov. Number 44, Alexei Zhitnik. Number 51, Andrei Kovalenko. Number 55, Sergei Gonchar. Number 56, Sergei Zubov. Number 89, Alexander Mogilny. Number 91, Sergei Fedorov. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1996 Russian World Cup team. Now, introducing Team Canada. Your Team Canada head coach, Mr. Glenn Sather. Number 1, Martin Brodeur. Number 30, Curtis Joseph. Number 4, Scott Stevens. Number 9, Adam Graves. Number 11, Mark Messier. Number 14, Darren Fleury. Number 17, Rod Brindamore. Number 18, Trevor Linden. Number 20, Joe Sakic. Number 22, Claude Lemieux. Number 25, Vincent Danfus. Number 27, Scott Niedermeyer. Number 37, Eric Desjardins. Number 44, Rob Blake. Number 52, Adam Foote. Number 55, Keith Primo. Number 77, Paul Coffey. Number 88, Eric Lindros. Number 94, Brendan Shanahan. Number 99, Wayne Gretzky. Ladies and gentlemen, your 1996 Canadian World Cup team. Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the playing of the Russian national anthem.
I'm Bob Cole, and alongside is Harry Neal. We're high above the ice surface in Vancouver. The GM Place, most beautiful Vancouver, BC, for the first game of the North American pool for the World Cup. And what a great way to start it. As Ron mentioned,
Ladies
Canada
and gentlemen, he
Russia.
arrived in Cape Spear, Newfoundland 10 years ago this week on the last stretch of his 40,000-kilometer World Wheelchair Marathon. Tonight, celebrating the 10th anniversary of his round-the-world tour, please welcome Canada's man in motion, Rick Hansen.
The crowd is saluting Rick Hansen.
One of the great athletes in Canada. He's from here in Vancouver, and he has earned great respect among the citizens of BC and of Canada. And he's going to drop the puck here to start the tournament and to start this great game involving all these great players.
Vyacheslav Fetisov is the captain for Russia, and Wayne Gretzky, Canada's captain. Coach, general manager Glenn Sather walked into the dressing room a little while ago, Team Canada dressing room, and he said, "Gentlemen, good morning. Wayne Gretzky is our captain. Anybody have a problem with that?" The goaltenders starting this game one in the North American pool. 23-year-old Nikolai Habibulin just signed a new contract with Phoenix. Big raise, so he's in the right frame of mind. Some say possibly one of the best goalies in the tournament. Let me tell you, Curtis Joseph is starting for Canada, and this guy is not too shabby either. Glenn Sather's most difficult decision, who should start, he said, of the three, Cujo has been the sharpest.
One other reason he may, as Don Cherry alluded to in his bit in the opening, that Joseph played quite a bit better than Martin Brodeur last year in the World Tournament. And I am sure that had some effect on the coaching staff led by Glenn Sather to choose him to start tonight.
The referee in the hockey game tonight, Terry Gregson, Wayne Bonney, Brad Lazarowicz will work the lines.
Boris Mikhailov is the Russian coach. Can't you remember the great hockey he played in some of those international series in the 70s? He took over from Igor Dmitriev, who was going to coach this team but had a brain tumor in early August. And of course, Canada is led by Glenn Sather, who, Bob, I think is really enjoying this short stint back as a coach.
There's Fedorov. He is starting with wingers Mogilny and Nemchinov for Russia. The defense pairing will be Sergei Zubov, Vladimir Malakov. In front of Curtis Joseph, Desjardins, and Stevens. Lindros gets the start at center ice with Primo and Shanahan on the wings. This is a big Canadian team, and Glenn Sather told me today will come at them hard and hit them often. Well, we'll see. This one is underway. Lindros is on the puck. Canada on the attack immediately. Into the corner, sweeping it back to the line. Stevens shot. Shanahan again. Back to Stevens a second time. The shot doesn't get to the net. Canada trying to keep it in. Malakov will take it for Russia and get it up near the line. The first hit by Primo. It was a hard one inside the line. Mogilny's pass. Down to Fedorov. He lifts a high one in over the net. It was Fedorov who got dumped heavily inside his own line. They're hitting again back there. Fedorov can't get the puck loose. Gilney had a chance to pick it up and did not. We're just underway, nearing the 1 minute mark. Down the ice it goes. And icing is called.
Well, let's have a look at the lineup here for Team Canada. Here are the 6 defensemen that Glenn Sather and his coaching staff decided to go with in the opener of this tournament. And on the forward line, with 3 games and 4 nights, you can expect Sather will probably go to 4 lines, a little more than Mikhailov will for the Russian team. But is there a weak threesome there? I don't see it.
Shamnov, Larionov, Kozlov, the line on there for Russia now. Canada has Graves on, Messier and Lemieux on the right side. Coffey, the defenseman, pinching in deep. Coffey trying to knock the puck off the boards, does, but Kasparaitis takes it for Russia. Very carefully to Gonchar, up to the line. It's knocked down by Zhamnov. He left it for Kasparaitis, back to Zhamnov. They get into the slot area. Kozlov gets a pass, and a shot off the shoulder of Joseph. Messier gets it out of the zone. Puck loose near the line, and Russia on it again, but a giveaway to Claude Lemieux, and he shoots it in deep. Gonchar comes back. Canada is changing on the fly. No score. 1:50 gone in the first period. Not many great chances yet in on the net. So a little feeling out time. This is Fetisov, the veteran, back in his own zone. The captain of Russia coming to center, winding up. The shot is nowhere near the net. Kovalev tried to center it, and again back to the line. Escape it, shot, stop, rebound, score! Kovalev gets the rebound with the shot from the blue line stopped by Joseph, and Kovalev gives Russia a 1-0 lead.
Well, some poor point coverage in the defensive zones set up for Team Canada allowed the shot from the point, and you're going to see it right here. Yushkevich is going to make this shot. Look where he's standing. Nobody coming out to him, and Joseph makes the stop, but he can't stop the rebound that Kovalev, who's coming in on the left side, put it up high. Here's the shot. No Canada forward in sight. And Kovalev is all by himself and makes it 1-0.
2:18 the time of the first goal in this first game. Russia with a lead. Canada trying to fight back quickly, but it's cleared away by Zubov up to center ice. Nicolishin was dumped. Puck is cleared in. Russia on it again quickly in their own zone, and they get it out to center ice. They're up 1-0. And Canada picking it up and clearing it up on the boards, and out was Stevens. First penalty coming. It's going to be against Russia. And maybe we'll get a double penalty here. In fact, we do. 2 of them go. 1-0. Russia takes the lead.
It's true that the curves of Dodge's most advanced cab-forward sedan have caught the eye of driving enthusiasts around the world. But with the addition of independent double wishbone suspension, speed proportional steering, and an available 24-valve 168 horsepower engine, Dodge Stratus drivers have other curves in mind. Dodge Stratus, the latest expression of cab-forward thinking.
Powered by partnership, driven by performance. The same motto that propels this rowing team to the top is the guiding principle in Dynamic Mutual Funds. Along with your independent financial advisor, you have a dynamic team of dedicated managers, partners, pulling together to achieve the only financial goals that really matter, yours. Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance.
Each team gets a penalty on this exchange. Joe Sakic got the first one for Canada on a hook right there, as you can see. And then about 5 seconds later, Malakoff got a hooking penalty as he called down Theoren Fleury.
Kovalev has given Russia a 1-0 lead. Yushkevich and Fetisov got the assist, 2:18 the time of that first goal. So 1-0 Russia. And a lot of room out there now. Ogilny was open, couldn't get the pass thanks to the defensive play by Stevens. Kasparaitis back in his own zone, bumped by Big Lindros. And Russia on the move. This is Fedorov, lost the helmet but keeps going. Kasparaitis' shot. Big rebound to Fedorov. Gonchar waits at the line. Laid in on the wing and all the way to the right side, and McGillney trying to throw it in front. He gets another chance. McGillney turning away from his check in the corner. Centered it. Fedorov covered. Stevens takes it. Long rink-wide pass. Lindros near center. Takes a light bump from Gonchar. And back in his own zone, Larionov turning with it. Coming out. Jitnik through center. Gets to the line and turns back. He is forced back by Graves. Yuskevich up with a weak shot. Joseph the save. Larionov on it. Russia controlling. The high, hard one by Kozlov. Off the glass. Thrown back to the net. And Foote is coming out to start Coffey. Graves with a pass at center, dumps it in wide of the net. Russia leading 1-0 early in the game, nearing the 5-minute mark. In back of the net, Yuskevich picks it up for Russia. He was hit immediately. Coffey screen shot, didn't get to the net, blocked in front of the goal. Russia back out through center, Kozlov. And he primed the shot as he hit the line and missed the net. Messier, good pace starting this game. His pass doesn't get through. Cleared away by Zubov. Russia back to pick it up, and they'll try it again. On their own side of center, they dump it away. And once again, they back up. Kovalev, who got the goal for Russia. Fetisov, right wing pass. Kovalev stopped in his tracks, rolled it ahead, though. Yashin couldn't get a shot. Kovalev doing great work in the first period for Russia. Made a play back to the line. Fetisov back of the net. Kovalev is open in front. Now he's come in and helped. Russia pressing Canada in the early going of this first game. Finally, Gretzky gets it ahead. Long shot in by Niedermayer, wide of the net. Fetisov, the first one back. It's held. And a call. Icing.
Well, the Russian lineup includes 22 NHL regulars, and they are representing the 46 NHL players that are from Russia. They have dressed 7 defensemen tonight and 11 forwards. As you can see, here are the 7, and they will slot somebody in there to play with Nikoleshin and Seamak. Lindros has always led Canada in hits in these exhibition series, and I really think he does a lot of it. And if Canada thinks they're going to scare Russia away with a lot of body checks, they're not. But if Canada will keep taking them out and not allow the Russians to use the pass and go, which they love, it will be of some benefit. But I think Canada in the early part of this game have tried to get too many hits and have sacrificed some skating so far. And we should have learned a long time ago as Canadians, you're not going to scare the Russians.
Sakic, Brind'Amour, and Fleury, the line for Canada. Down 1-0. Long shot from the blue line, kicked away by Khabibulin. Canada dumping it back in. Shamnov rolled it all the way through everybody, down the ice, right on the net. Joseph steers it aside, and this is Scott Niedermayer. Nearing the 7-minute mark, period 1. Niedermayer forechecked. He has to go back. Nearly coughed it up. Eventually, they lose it. Little weak backhander by Seamak. Missed the net. Fleury left it for Niedermayer. He likes to rush, and he's up with Sakic. Sakic coming in, and Niedermayer couldn't get the pass. And a penalty coming up to Russia. Joseph leaves the net. Cleared in on the far side, and Brind'Amour couldn't center it. Sakic trying to get it back, and finally they stop it. And there's a penalty called against Russia, who are leading 1-0.
Make it summertime every day of the year.
Dear Scotty, trust me, son, Paris is a long, long way from Winnipeg. When I'm not working, I've been touring the town. You know, just taking in the sights.
Fine sunny morning here in the Peg in Portage and Maine.
Work is going well. I'm here setting up a 1-800 call center for English, French, and German customers. So it's complicated. They really appreciate our technical expertise and that good old Canadian know-how on taking care of customers better. And I gotta tell you, they really are nice people. But I sure miss you guys. Give Mom my love.
See you, Dad.
Ron McAndrews is just one of the people at AT&T Canada, helping companies around the world stay close to their customers.
Got it and swept down the ice by Sergei Fedorov. Dom Foose is 25. Here's Sakic. He's number 20. Coffey 77. There's Gretzky 99. And ahead of him was 88. Eric Lindros. But he couldn't pick up the pass. So Sakic is trying it again. Fired it by Dom Foose and in deep. Heavy Bullen stepping out of the net, trying to clear it, but Lindros was waiting for it. Gretzky will set it up in front of the net. It's batted away and down the ice again. A minute 5 left in the penalty. 1-0. Russia. The goal by Kovalev. Back at 2:18. Canada on a power play. Can't control this one. And it's shot away. Joseph out of the net. Waiting for the regrouping of Team Canada. Pass hits Messier on the fly, coming in. Angle shot. Abby Bullen sharp. Desjardins kept it in. Kasparaitis came flying in there. Hit his man. He went down. And Messier got the elbow up on him, and he is going.
And the Russian player hasn't got up yet. Messier's trying to plead with referee Gregson. He was just protecting himself as the rugged Kasparaitis took a run at Messier. Here it is right here, and you can see that Messier gave Kasparaitis a little bit of the leather right in the face, and so Mark Messier will get a penalty for elbowing, and one that was pretty easy to call.
Harry, we should mention the other night in Calgary, we saw these two teams in probably one of the finest exhibition games I have witnessed, and we saw the animosity in that game. This might be a little carryover. Kasparaitis was something else. So was Messier.
Well, we all know Mark Messier's got a mean streak, and it is something we have seen throughout his great career, and here's an example of it right here. His theory is, if you're going to hit me, you're going to swallow my elbow or my stick on the way in.
So now Russia leading 1-0. We're playing at even strength with Canada. 15 seconds from now, they'll go on the power play. Larionov knew that, and he played it back. They kill a little bit of time, waiting for the man from the penalty box. Nemchinov is ready to come out now. Nikolishin, rather, down on the wing. Canada. Lindros can't find the pass. Russia on a power play now. Nikolishin has left the penalty box. They're up 1-0 on Team Canada. Nearing the halfway mark of this first period. Good work in on the boards. Canada killing lots of time in there. Lindros and Kasparaitis are going to go at it. Can you believe it? This Kasparaitis is a tough nut for Russia. And I don't have to tell you about number 88 for Canada. Boy, were they rocking each other in on the boards. And Lindros was dragging the puck with his skates, and Kasparaitis didn't like it and came back at the big guy. And here's what happened.
Kasparaitis will get up, and he'll be coming right back. He has no fear. And Eric Lindros, who was being handled in the defensive zone coverage in a kind of a nasty fashion by Kasparaitis, finally got frustrated. It went on for about 20 seconds. 11 Kasparaitis against Lindros 88. And Lindros is a tough guy to pin, as you can see, but Kasparaitis will not let him go. And he will not back away. And he lost the fight. But every one of his teammates have gone to him, I'm sure, and told him that's exactly what we have to do. Stand up to the physical play of Canada.
Kasparaitis is 5'11", 195 pounds. Big Lindros, and I mean big, 6'4", 230. So you got to give full marks to Kasparaitis for trying, playing hard. And believe me, folks, these games will show the best of the best players in the world, and that's what we've got in this World Cup.
Well, if Canada's going to win, here are some of the things I think they have to pay attention to. Be physical, but be sensible. Be careful of the neutral zone. No lazy passes. Don't let Russia outwork you. I mentioned you can't intimidate them. Don't waste your time trying. And when you're killing a penalty, and they've got the likes of McGillney or Fedorov, they are trying to go at Zamnov for the shorthanded goal.
Messier has 1 minute 8 seconds left in his penalty. So Russia has the extra man on there now. They're up 1-0. Here's the attention front. Score! Dom Foose for Canada.
Here it is right here, some nice forechecking by Trevor Linden as he fights off Zubov, gets it right out to Dom Foose, who with a quick wrist shot, Khabibulin got part of it, but not enough of it. He comes out to cut the angle down, but still can't handle the shot. A good bit of forechecking by Linden, and a nice pass to Dom Foose, who put it in.
9:23 of the time of the tying goal. That's short-handed Canada. Big work by this man, Linden, to dig it out, and Dom Foose made no mistake. 1-1.
Little change here. You see the linesman is dropping the puck at center ice. In this year in the National League, the referee does it one time to start the game. All the other center ice face-offs after a goal and starting the period are handled by the linesman.
Fetisov made a play. Kovalev was checked. The puck is sent back down the ice. 40 seconds left in the Canada penalty. That'll be Messier. He'll be out of the box in now 35 seconds. A 1-1 tie. Halfway mark coming up in the first period. Kovalenko coming in there on the wing. Gets down to the corner. Taken out of the play. Kovalev had a chance and then lost that chance. And Canada clears it. 15 seconds left in the penalty to Messier. Canada has tied it. Dom Foose from Linden. A 9:23 shorthanded goal. This is Coffey. Fired it hard on the boards. That'll get ahead and cleared out of the zone by Brind'Amour. Kovalenko. They swing around in the big circles through center. Fedorov runs into the wall at the blue line. Battles by everybody. 2 chucks. Keeps going. Centered it. Kovalev was open. Couldn't get a shot though. Here come 3 Canadians. Led by Sakic. Sakic and Brind'Amour. Fleury had it hop over his stick. Sakic again. Quick shot by Sakic. Stopped by Khabibulin. Fleury on it. Got as far as the line and lost control and it rolled to center ice. 11 minutes gone in the first period. First game, North American pool, World Cup. Russia and Canada are tied. Russia on the attack. Gonchar trying to lift one at the net. Joseph steered that away. Down goes Gonchar. Hit from behind. The play goes right on. Teams are even out there now and on the board. A goal apiece. Shot in across the line and cleared again. McGillney went after his man. Couldn't catch him. Canada getting the puck. Graves tipped it up to Messier. Messier is stopped. Squeezed out by Malakov. Back for Russia. Through center. Larionov dropping it. Zamnov closing it. Larionov hit the side of the net. In a bit too far. And Joseph had the angle on him. Team Canada coming back out, led by Messier. They're going to change on a goal as they shoot it in. Lemieux leaving it back in the net. Gretzky got out front and missed the backhander. Zamnov back out for Russia. Yashin with him. They don't get too far. 7:45 remaining in the first period. Russia scored first. Canada tied it. Short-handed situation. Kovalev for Russia. Dom Foose for Canada. Penalty coming up. Russia. And there's the call. A tripping call. Canada on a power play when we come back.
Dear Scotty, trust me, son, Paris is a long, long way from Winnipeg. When I'm not working, I've been touring the town. You know, just taking in the sights.
Fine sunny morning here in the Peg in Portage, Maine.
These are the kind of penalties coaches hate. 198 feet from your own net. Kovalev, as you're going to see right here, hooks Scott Stevens and hauls him down. Sergei Fedorov, one-on-one, one of the most dangerous players in the league. He beats Coffey, then he beats Sakic, and then he makes a pass into the danger zone. And you're going to see many more times in this series, especially among the U.S., Russia, and Canada, where the one-on-ones go to the offensive player. That doesn't happen nearly as often in normal NHL play. Of course, all these guys play the game with the puck, and it makes it tough on the defender.
Canada's power play. Gretzky. This is Dom Foose, who has scored the Canadian goal. Sakic is to his left. Dom Foose wants to keep going with it. Coffey and Shanahan are the other two on there for Canada in this man advantage situation. Shot down the ice, so they're back to pick it up. 7:05 left in the first period. We are tied 1-1. This is Sakic. Dom Foose back to Sakic. And he decides to pick his way through for a shot. Hit a skate. He got it again. Trying to roll it back. It was picked up and cleared down the ice by Nick Olishin. Canada back. Coffey turns. No hole for him. He tried to go to Sakic. It got up to Gretzky. He was bumped by Seamac. Graves in. Gretzky looks for it. Gets it. Wayne Gretzky sees the man open at the line. Drags a player with him first. Then to Sakic. Shot by Coffey. Just missed on the short side. 50 seconds left on this power play for Canada. They'll make a change. Messier hops over the boards along with Desjardins. Messier, full steam, coming up, gets to the line. Messier passes back. Fleury! Great save by Heavy Bullen. Good setup by Messier. Fleury with a quick shot. Another one now. It's tipped at the side of the net. Messier trying to jam it out front again. Waits to the blue line. Niedermayer fired one through a screen. Messier's shot hit a leg and bounced away from the net. Big pressure by Canada on the power play. Niedermayer stopping it on the backhand, however. Now it's Desjardins. Shoots, scores! 2-1, Canada. Great shot from the blue line. Canada, power play goal, and they're up 2-1.
Well, some excellent offensive puck control on this power play, and Desjardins shows you just get the puck on the net. That's all he wanted to do, and Heavy Bullen couldn't find it, and it went in. Here's another look at it. Oh, great big windup. Looks up, gets it past the penalty-killing forward, and Heavy Bullen is screened by Graves. And Zubov, the score is 2-1 Canada.
Desjardins gets the goal. Messier an assist. And Niedermayer gets the other assist. 14:24 the time. Russia attacking again now. Canada with a lead for the first time in the game, 2-1. Yushkevich's shot is blocked. Shanahan just missed that lead pass. Big Primo is up there with Shanahan. Primo shot one at the net. Knocked down in front. Fetisov lost it. Shanahan! He's hauled down, trying to get the shot away. Did get it away, but not all of it. And a penalty to Fetisov.
As a rule, engines develop good torque only when you push hard on the accelerator. But even at idle speed, a Dodge Magnum V8 can pull not only this loaded Ram 1500, but this loaded 2500 and a loaded 3500 as well. 15 tons. That's because every Ram truck has to pull much more than its own weight, even at idle speed. Dodge, Canada's truck stop.
There is a girl being born in America, and somebody will tell her she is beautiful, and somebody will tell her she is strong. Somebody will tell her she's precious, and somebody will say she is tough. There is a girl being born in America, and someone will give her a doll, and someone will give her a ball, and then someone will give her a chance.
Vyacheslav Fetisov, the captain, for hooking.
But he had to hook him after this poor pass up the middle that was picked off by Shanahan. And there you can see Fetisov hooked the left arm of Shanahan, the high arm on the stick, and pulled him down.
Lindros, Damphousse to his left. Gretzky parked on the right. Sakic and Coffey, that's the power play for Canada. They're on it. Khabibulin covering that short side on Damphousse. Canada 2, Russia 1. 4:35 remaining in the first period. And again, Canada on a power play. Here they come. Sakic fired up in this first period. Shoots it in. Here comes Lindros. That's Gretzky. Tapped it out. Sakic couldn't knock it down. Puck popping over his stick. Coffey. Gretzky missed that pass, but Lindros is going to go in there ahead of everybody. Tapped in back of the net by Zubov. That's called.
With great prices and Canadian Tire money, you won't just save, you'll score. Canadian Tire, everyday low prices made better.
Some of the new rules to be used this year in the National Hockey League are being used in this tournament. You've noticed the face-off markings in the end zone. Goals allowed now if it hits your skate. Unless you kick it in, it's going to count. The video goal judge can't come down to the referee, but the referee can go up to him if he wants. Because the players are getting taller, the maximum length of the stick goes to 63 inches from 60.
Canada on the power play for another 110. Unless, of course, they can bag one here and take a 3-1 lead. So 2-1 Canada. They have the puck inside the Russian line. Coffey, slap shot, knocked down, big rebound. Gretzky hopped on it quickly to Coffey again near the line. Fired one in. Here's Gretzky. Can't make the play. It was cleared away by Nikolishin. Niedermayer will step in over the line. Gretzky heading for the net. Tapped away by Khabibulin. He saw 99 come in. And now Lindros. Back to Niedermayer. Shoots. That's blocked neatly by Nikolishin. Damphousse for Gretzky. Quick pass off the boards to Coffey. Into the slot. Lindros is covered. Nikolishin doing a good job helping to kill off this penalty, which has 20 seconds left on it. Fetisov is in the box, and the puck is shot down the ice. 3 minutes remaining in the first period. 2-1 Canada. Niedermayer. And to poke it back in front of his own net. The Messier coming up through the middle. Beautiful pass. Score! Shanahan. 3-1 Canada. What a play.
What a pass by Mark Messier.
What a pass is right, Harry. Watch it.
This is exactly the way these two guys worked together on a pass Monday night in Edmonton in the game against the Slovakian team. Khabibulin, no chance. Here's the pass. Messier made sure he got to the blue line. Shanahan made sure he was onside, looked up and just put it on the stick side to make it 3-1. And here's what the Canadian bench thought of that play.
Shanahan with the breakaway pass and the beautiful shot to make it 3-1 Canada. 17-11, the time of that goal. Messier and Niedermayer got the assist. Shanahan scored.
There's no question the political situation in Quebec is making people stop and think about their future.
English-speaking Quebecers and ethnic Quebecers feel they worked really hard at building this country, and they could lose what they built. And that is a very frightening thought to many of them.
Our job is to examine what the politicians are saying today, and then tell people how they will be affected in the future.
Newswatch with Dennis Trudeau. What Montreal is all about.
I drive over 100,000 miles a year, and CBC has become a pretty important part of my life. It gives me more of an appreciation for other parts of the country. This is my source of information. I feel like it's my radio station. Thanks for keeping me company on my travels and keeping me entertained. CBC is part of my world.
60 years of CBC Radio. Radio to call our own.
The penalty to Fetisov had expired 1 second when Brendan Shanahan scored that goal.
Shanahan, with 3 goals in the exhibition games, led Team Canada in scoring. And here, on a very nifty heads-up shot, he puts it by Happy Boone.
2:30 left in the first period. Canada has opened up a 3-1 lead on Russia. They spotted Russia, the first goal, but have outshot them since that time, 15-6. And Russia's Fedorov brought it in over the line. Somebody ahead of him. Offside called.
That's only the second offside of this period, and I know Team Canada coaches were saying they want the defensemen to stay up if they can, but you have to have a big heart to stay up on a guy like Fedorov, because if he catches you standing still, you are going to be standing still as he roars by you. That was a nice play. An offside cause is a good defensive play whenever you can ring.
Puck is shot in by Graves. Happy Bulin leading it at the side of the net. Yuskevich made the play, and Russia clears it. They get as far as center. Can't keep going, though. Canada standing up at the line again. That was Stevens, and he just rolled it away. Russia organizing. Fedorov dropped it back. Zhitnik shot it in. Russia is changing with 1:45 left in the first period. Stevens hit Mogilny and flattened him. This is Stevens. Mogilny comes back at Stevens. Gave him a light rub along the boards. Larionov picking it up and clearing it through center. Mogilny dropped it back. Right onto the stick of Gretzky, a steal, but 3 Russians are back, so he goes to Dom Foose. Gretzky trying to roll it back into him, but it was knocked down and cleared back out over the line. 1:15 remaining in the period. Coming in is Zhamnov. He was stopped. Gretzky had a chance near center. The puck went behind him, and Canada is changing. As we near the 19-minute mark of the opening period, Canada leads 3-1. Okay, we're in the final minute now. Niedermayer tapping it down. He likes to join the rush. Lindros took the shot. Happy Bulin was out in a hurry with Big Primo coming right for him.
Well, Canada has settled down after a first 10 minutes where I think they were too intent on getting hits and not concentrating on the rest of their game. And since then, they've picked up the pace. They've taken the hits when they're available, but they haven't gone searching for them when you couldn't get them. And Alexander Mogilny, the local hero, was knocked down twice on the shift, once by Graves and there by Stevens. I think Canada should keep investing in being physical. Don't run all over the ice trying to get the hit. Take it if it's there, just as Graves and Scott Stevens did.
Lindros, Shanahan, and Primo the line for Canada. Niedermayer is back at the blue line with Rob Blake. Face off to the right of Happy Bulin. That is Alexei Yashin at center ice for Russia. Couldn't win the draw. Niedermayer, big crowd in front. Gets set. Shoots. Stop. Big rebound for him. He and Lindros jump on it. Lindros swinging away. Kasparaitis and Lindros again in on the boards. Lindros Threw it at the net. Hamby Bullen stopped it with a stick. 30 seconds left in the period. Kovalenko shooting it in for Russia. Blake the first one back. Trying to hit his man who sidestepped him. Lindros flipped the high one. And will bounce down near the line. And Primo is offside.
Well, this big line of Primo, Shanahan, and Lindros really caused trouble for the defenseman. And this brave little Russian Kasparaitis doesn't mind hitting guys and doesn't mind getting hit. But the Russian defense, I think, can be taken advantage of if you keep taking them out. But you're not going to scare this little guy Kasparaitis. I guess he's not too little at 190, but when he's lined up against this line, everybody looks little, and there he gives Big Primo a ride over his hip.
So the face-off will come just inside Canada's blue line with 18 seconds left in the period. Canada 3, Russia 1. Canada's past the 2-minute mark. Canada, after that, out shooting Russia 17-6 with 5 seconds left in the period. And it looks as if that will be the total shots for this period, because there's the horn, and the first 20 minutes have gone by. Canada has a 2-goal lead.
Well, you mentioned, Bob, the number of great players in this tournament. 16 team-leading scorers are in it. 21 of the top 24 point producers are in this tournament. Lemieux, Correa, and Oates, the only 3 out. And 9 of the top 11 point-leading defensemen, only Larry Murphy and Ray Bourque, are absent. Team Canada badly outplayed the Russians in the last 10 minutes after looking like they were in trouble in the first 10.
A shot by Yuskevich for Russia near the blue line allowed Kovalev to pick up the rebound when Joseph made the initial stop and score at 2:18. Dom Fusto got the crowd here in Vancouver jumping when Linden did great work in the corner and got it back out front. Desjardins and Shanahan completing the scoring. 3-1 Canada. And here's Ron MacLean.
Down in the dressing room just outside Team Canada's locker room, in fact, with Mark Messier. Congratulations, Mark, on a great start to the game, or at least a great finish to the period. How'd it feel to you?
Well, I think we were a little tight to start the period off. We weren't moving our legs as well as we should have been, but got ourselves going a little bit towards the end of the period and scored a couple goals because of it.
Don Cherry was livid when Kasparaitis ran into you, and you got a 2-minute minor, but you bounced back with 2 beautiful setups, especially to spring Brendan Shanahan. Tell us about the chemistry on the team. Never mind the worry about injuries, but how well do you think this group's been able to come together in such a short time?
Flat's done a great job doing that. First of all, getting the families involved with the whole training camp up in Whistler, and I think we got a lot of experience and young guys that came here with a great attitude. Everybody came in great shape, and because of it, it didn't take us long to really gel as a team.
What are you doing to your skate?
Just getting a sharpening right here. I got to keep those edges sharp.
Yes, you do. Congratulations. Great start.
Thanks very much.
There's Mark Messier of Team Canada, 3-1. The Canadians lead the Russians at the end of 20 minutes of play. Don Cherry is next as we continue our coverage of the World Cup of Hockey on CBC Sports.
Make it summertime every day of the year. Have a rib kill when your summer is here. Thinking summertime, you got Subway, you got Subway.
In Game 1 of North American pool action this evening, first intermission, Canada leads Russia by a score of 3-1. 3 unanswered goals to give the Canadians a 2-goal cushion. Don.
What? Look, I got to say something. I'm going to get in a lot of trouble here. But what is this, hockey night in Canada or hockey night in Russia? All I hear, how great these guys are, how there they were, Detroit, the Fabulous Five. Now I'm hearing how great they are tonight. Can't intimidate them, can't scare them. How about the time when Van Impe ran over the guy and they walked off the ice? How about the time Clark broke the guy's ankle, they never won a game after? How about that?
1972.
How about Messier? Wait a minute. Okay. How about Messier in Edmonton whacks the guy, 42 stitches, they wanted to go home. How about tonight? They were losing, Canada was losing 1-0 tonight, Eric grabs, slaps that yellow little Kasparaitis around. He hits the guy after a whistle. He submarined him, Primo, after an offside. It was 1-0. Eric grabbed the little rat, slapped him around a little. 3-1. Can't scare them. What is this? I'm sick and tired of hearing how great they are. They're down 3-1. They died with the fabulous 5 dive. They are sucked, and they always have sucked. The only time we lost in the Canada Cup, what this should be called, was because when Mike Liu turned into a sieve, and we only lost 1 game. Other than that, they've done nothing.
Well, they're in a bit of a drought now, but first, Darius Kasparaitis, how can you question his integrity? He's been tough, he's played it tough.
Just a minute.
Mario?
Hey, Turtles, you dropped up. Not only that, he drops it, he knows Eric won't get him.
It's a mismatch, though, with Eric.
Never mind, he wants it, he gets it. How about Wayne Bonney? Wayne Bonney jumps in and grabs Eric while Kasparaitis is loose. So I'm tired. That's it. I don't want to say anymore. I don't like the name. I'm going to have my say tonight, and then I'm going to, that's it.
Then you're leaving?
No. Yeah, I might leave. Don't like them, like the Russians. Can't scare them. Anyhow.
They are much more like us in the way they play the game now than they used to be.
Yeah. Quiet, eh? Okay. I don't understand a lot of things in this whole thing. First of all, I don't like the name World Cup because it's World Cup soccer and all stuff like that. Second of all, it should be Canada Cup. It's our name. I'm ticked off that Hamilton didn't get a game because it was 17,005. Gretzky said he gives the Canada Cup. They owe it to the city of Hamilton for the great job they did. I don't like the lousy schedule we got. We got the lousiest schedule of anybody in the whole tournament. We got to play 3 and 4 games. The Americans play 2 games in New York, and then they have a nice game, nice little thing. The Russians got a tough one, but not as tough as us.
Not really. They play over 5 days, so they can play 3 lines tonight. Canada can't.
That's right, and we're still going to win because we got the heart and soul, and I'm sick and tired of how great Fedorov is. The guy's a diver, and he died last year in the playoffs, and he's dying tonight.
Okay, but isn't it fair to say you're really proud of Canada and why they always win? You would admit that the Russians are good, at least?
They're talented.
Yeah, that's good.
Skill.
Perfect. Yeah, that's good.
Hey.
You know, and Tarasov always said that. Anatoly Tarasov, the father of Soviet hockey.
Got something on. Hey, I'm not getting to a tirade. I don't like the format. What's the Czechs doing in here? What's the Slovaks doing in here?
Czechs are the world champions.
I don't care. They might not never win a game unless they play the Slovaks or something, whatever it is. What's the Germans doing in here?
But the rub is the Czechs can take it easy now, and they may come through in the 3rd spot and surprise everybody.
I don't like the training camp. I don't like the training camps. 2 weeks of training camps. That's absolutely ridiculous. The players said, well, they don't want to leave their loved ones. Well, we left our loved ones in 76 for 4 weeks. You can't get in shape. That's why they got 4 groins out there right now.
Who are your final 4?
All right. Canada, Russia.
Hey, good.
USA and Sweden. They'll be in the final 4.
So you don't like the travel either, you and Glenn Sather. I'll say this. You're snappy dressers, and you're traveling too much, which makes this definitely a suitcase. That's all I can think of. Glad to hear you're back. How was your summer?
I'm back.
Don Cherry with some thoughts on this 1996 World Cup of Hockey. In case you've forgotten, it's 3-1 Canada leading Russia at the end of a period of play here in BC.
Hello? Hello? Echo! Go!
Introducing the all-new 97 Jeep.
If you've only seen it once, you're just getting started. At theaters now.
Back in Vancouver en route to Philadelphia, and I'm afraid to admit I'm very impressed by those Americans. Saturday night at 8 will feature Canada and the U.S. You talk about the travel, here's Glenn Sather on both sides of the border, both coasts.
We've got a tough game against the Soviets. We travel all the way to Philadelphia. We play the Americans who are sitting there waiting for us. And then that night get on the charter and go to Ottawa and play the Slovaks. So we've got 3 games in 4 nights and travel about 6,000 or 7,000 miles. But we've presented the players as a challenge. You know, let's give it to these guys anyway, and let's give it to the organizers of the tournament anyway for putting the schedule together like this. So we're trying to win every game, and our goal is not to intimidate somebody, but to win the hockey game.
Head coach of Team Canada, Glenn Sather. 3-1, the Canadians lead the Russians after 20 minutes. We'll continue our coverage of the 1996 World Cup of Hockey in a moment.
The greatest moments in hockey, brought to you by Canadian Tire.
Who's the greatest player in international hockey history? What's the greatest goal? The greatest team? You tell us. Enter Canadian Tire's greatest moments in hockey contest, and you could win great hockey prizes, including the grand prize trip to Montreal, where you, 9 of your friends, and hockey legends Paul Henderson and Vladislav Tretiak will watch Game 2 of the World Cup Hockey Finals in your own private luxury box. What will the next greatest moment in hockey be? Pick up your ballot at Canadian Tire before September 9th, and it could be yours.
And the Bernoyer has it on that wing. Here's a shot. Henderson made a wild stab for it, fell. Here's another shot. Right by the score. Henderson has scored for Canada.
I was, I think, 11 years old, and my next door neighbor had just bought a new color TV. We didn't have a color TV at the time. So I'd called them to ask them if I'd come over and watch the game. So I went over next door and I watched the hockey game. I watched it in color, which was a big thrill that time. And you'll never forget it. I think it was the greatest goal in Canadian hockey history.
Well, you know, personally, I remember I was 9 years old at the time and living in Sault Ste. Marie, attending St. Mary's grade school. And I remember when Paul Henderson scored his goal, we had the entire grade school in the gym, and we were all watching it in the auditorium. And you know, I can still remember vividly the whole auditorium erupting when that puck went in the net. It was a great feeling.
Well, 1972, that's the year I was born. It's the year that Henderson scored a big goal. So it's, you know, people say, well, impossible that you remember that. But, you know, my dad was there, took the picture of that winning goal. And, you know, for me, it's just a big memory of, you know, Canada. And I'm just glad, you know, that my dad was there to take the picture, and I was able to live it even though I was not even a year old at that time.
Canadian Tire, Canada's hockey store, a proud sponsor of the World Cup of Hockey.
Universal Pictures presents the story of a cop.
You're under arrest.
A criminal.
How can you do this to me?
And the end of a beautiful friendship. Damon Wayans, Adam Sandler. Bulletproof starts Friday, September 6th at theaters everywhere.
When you need a sealant that's got to stick, Mono Ultra does the trick. Mono Ultra. When it calls for the best, the choice is clear. There won't be anything like it for years. Mono Ultra. It works in the sun. It works in your shower. You wash up with water and make it an hour. Whatever the kitchen surface, nothing sticks to the job like Mono Ultra. And it's mildew-proof in the bathroom. Mono Ultra. Get the Mono.
Hollywood Pictures presents the most lovable 10-year-old you'll ever meet. Yes! Robin Williams is flat out terrific in this extremely funny film. Don't miss Jack, now playing at a theater near you.
Anglophone farming communities in Quebec struggle with the specter of separation.
Parts of Quebec may separate, but we live in Quebec, Canada, forever.
Watch English Enclaves Sunday on Country Canada.
Imagine if you were pregnant.
I think I might be. You're gonna do it all. Family, school, everything.
I won't be coming back next year.
You can say it, you know.
I'm gonna do what you suggested, an abortion.
Liberty Street. Reality Bites Back, Tuesday.
There's no question the political situation in Quebec is making people stop and think about their future.
English-speaking Quebecers and ethnic Quebecers feel they worked really hard at building this country, and they could lose what they built. And that is a very frightening thought to many of them.
Our job is to examine what the politicians are saying today, and then tell people how they will be affected in the future.
Newswatch with Dennis Trudeau. What Montreal is all about.
Good evening. I'm Allison Smith. Here are some of the stories we're working on tonight for The National. More testimony at the Somalia inquiry today about the alleged cover-up at National Defense. The former head of public affairs at the department, Colonel Jeff Haswell, says documents were purposely altered to keep them away from reporters. Haswell's the only person formally charged in connection with the cover-up. The former Premier of British Columbia, Bill Bennett, has been found guilty of insider trading. The BC Securities Commission says Bennett profited improperly from a tip about the collapse of a major business takeover. And a Mexican rebel group has launched a series of well-coordinated raids aimed directly at the country's tourist trade. Last night, the guerrillas attacked 3 of Mexico's most popular beach resorts, Acapulco, Ixtapa, and Huatulco. We'll have those stories and more later tonight on The National.
It seems ironic that trucks so diligently engineered to be quiet would have so much volume. Dodge Ram and Dodge Ram Club Cab, the roomiest pickups on the road. Dodge. Canada's truck stop.
Recently, scientists discovered evidence of life on another planet. Oh my God. Duh. Independence Day at theaters now.
Hey, Coach. Yeah? I can't get my helmet on.
From the land of sunshine comes the greatest long shot
What's a bobsled?
in Olympic history. John Candy.
Oh, goody.
Cool Runnings, September 15th.
This portion of the World Cup of Hockey on CBC is brought to you by Chrysler Canada. At Chrysler, we're not just building cars, we're building Canada. And by new Hostess potato chips. They're absolutely unbelievable.
Canada 3, Russia 1. As we come up to period 2, Kovalev made it 1-0 Russia at 2:18. Dom Foose at 9:23, a shorthanded goal. Great work by Linden on that one. Desjardins at 14:24. Messier and Niedermeyer. They got 2 more assists when Shanahan was given that long, beautiful pass by Messier.
Well, this was the prettiest goal of all 4 goals scored in the first period. Messier, the presence of mind to stay onside at his end of the neutral zone, and Shanahan the same thing, and then a little wrist shot. Abby Boulin was paralyzed and had no chance.
And period 2 is underway. Russia in a hole after 1 period. Niedermeyer made it up to Shanahan. He got it out quickly. Fetisov, number 2 for Russia. And this is Fedorov trying to get some room and does not find it. Desjardins bumping with him now. Puck is loose out in front. Down is Joseph, who's steered away. Little battle in on the boards with a big crowd. Fedorov shot, knocked down in the crease, and Joseph was sprawling out of the net, and he grabbed it. Let's go to Ramatlain.
Bob, as you know, this is the first game in North American pool action, but the European pool games have been underway for some time. This afternoon, Sweden was in action versus the Czech Republic and won handsomely. The Czechs have really stumbled in this tournament. Mats Sundin has 2 goals thus far. He scored his first of the game to pot them to a lead. Well, obviously it happened overseas, so it's slow getting here. Here's a save by Tommy Soderstrom. He had 21 saves for the shutout. Sweden wins it. They and the Finns are 2-0. They will play noon Eastern on Sunday in Stockholm. The Swedes will have to win that to win the pool. Bob.
Thanks, Ron. Adam Foote is 52. He tried to roll the puck out. It's back deep again, and this is Mark Messier leading it. Coffey. And Foote again. Coming out to Lemieux. And Messier is moving in quickly. Messier around his man Gonchar, back of the net, left it there. Canada trying to center it. Gonchar picked it up and cleared it out of the zone, and Coffey will go back. Team Canada changing. Coffey's quick pass. Kozlov nearly picked that up. And then Adam Foote chases it. He and Dom Foose can't get it out. Russia. After it is Larionov. Fired from the line, and Joseph out of the net quickly to stop it. He's away out of the net now. But fortunately, Canada clears it out. Lemieux overskates it. Gets another whack at it, but Yuskevich for Russia took it. And here he is. Coming away to center. Long shot in. Canada trying to get to it. They do. Linden picked it up, and that's icing against Russia.
Well, the Canadian roster contains 9 current NHL team captains. And this Team Canada represents the 372 players who play in the National League who hail from Canada, that being 62% of the NHL player population. Paul Coffey, Kozlov, Lemieux, and Kasparaitis in a little scrum in the corner to the right of Curtis Joseph. And the Russians have to get the next goal, I think, to give them a little momentum. They've been on their heels since halfway through the first period.
Kovalev, who has scored the goal for Russia early in the first period, is chasing it now. Took his man in on the boards, reaching for the puck and missed it. So did Fleury. Sakic leaving it for Blake. He banked one off the boards all the way down the ice, and that again is an icing call, this time against Canada.
One thing I've noticed about this Russian team, and Bob, you've done international games for quite a while, there are 9 right-handed shots on the Russian team. And don't you remember the Russian teams when Canada first started playing them? There would be no right-handed shots, all left. I can't come up with a reason for that, but that is one of the observations. Sergei Makarov's one of the assistant coaches. Of course, he was a big-time player in Russia for many years and had a good year or two in the National League. Won the Calder Cup, Calder Trophy, Rookie of the Year.
All the players on this Russian team are playing in the National Hockey League.
In the lineup tonight, right. They've only got one that doesn't. And he's not drafted.
We're referring to Sergei Berezan. Just as they knock it in.
Boy, he rifled that Malakoff. It didn't look like there was amounting to very much in the corner to the right of Curtis Joseph. And the next thing you know, Malakoff stepped off. Here he comes off the blue line, takes the pass, see him back up there at the top, and then just takes a wrist shot. So defensive zone coverage by Canada. Too many people turned and taking a look at Zamnov, and not enough of them looking over their shoulder to see where the point man came from.
And again, score again! Up high, did not go in this time. Went over Joseph. Boy, that looked like it got behind him, but it had to hit the crossbar. What has happened so quickly? Malakoff the goal, and now nearly another one.
They review that, Bob. I think you might find that that puck went in, but the goal judge didn't put the light on, and the referee can't do anything until the play stops if he decides to do anything.
We're going to see shortly. It sure looked like it got in under the bar, but however, here's Fedorov coming up. Now, that one is in.
Now, if the other one was in, do they both count?
They'll rule out.
Will they?
Well, yeah, I think they rule out this one.
Well, I think then they're only going to get one.
Should have been stopped if the first one had gone in. We'll watch Fedorov come in on this one.
Well, here, the first one was no goal. As you can see right there, that's the first one. The Russian bench was screaming at the referee saying it went in. But there's no doubt about the second one. So very quickly here in the first 2.5 minutes of this period, the Russians have tied the game.
2 goals in 39 seconds, so everything is clean. The first one is not a goal. Second one by Fedorov, no doubt. So the score is tied. 3-3 here in the second period. Joseph had to be careful. Nearly another right there quickly. This is Larionov back of the net up front. And luckily Gretzky was there to watch Zhitnik flying in off the blue line. Canada on their heels right now. Russia has come back quickly to tie it at 3. Larionov stepping up to center. Moves up over the line. Nobody bothers him. Thrown in front where Coffey was there to pick it up, and he got it out. Gretzky not giving chase, heading off. They're changing again. Lead pass is offside. Well, Russia with 2 goals in 39 seconds have tied it. 3-3 here in the second.
My friends, the floor is over. I repeat, the floor is over.
The more things change, the more things remain the same. X says it all since 1903.
So great.
Come away with me.
Could these be any better?
Matthew, pick up. I know you're there. Listen, you are hot, baby. ITM is talking multi-movie deal. CNT want you to direct. Stephen and David want you to run their studio. Oh, and hostess. Yeah, they want you to be their spokesman or something. Talk about small potatoes.
Hostess thing? Hostess thing?
Did you not hear the other part of the message there? What are you thinking?
With the offensive power that both these teams possess, quick goals may be one thing we'll see a lot of in the tournament. There was the first one by Malakoff, and the second one coming up by Fedorov, 39 seconds apart. Now, if that first goal had counted, and they looked at the replay, they would have counted that, taken the time off the clock, and the second one wouldn't have counted.
Well, they have 2 up on the board, 2 of them in a span of 39 seconds to tie the game as we hit the 5-minute mark of the second period. It is Canada 3, Russia 3.
Russia outscoring Canada 2-0 and outshooting them 6-0 here in the second period. So another slow start for Canada.
They gave up the first goal in the game to Russia. Kovalev at 2:18 of the first. But then it was all Canada. 3 in a row. But now it's Russia coming on strong. Yashin shot right into the midsection of Curtis Joseph, and he holds it. So it's 3-3 here in the second.
Oh, finally a night to myself. This is so great.
Come away with me.
Could these be any better?
Matthew, pick up. I know you're there. Listen, you are hot, baby. ITM is talking multi-movie deal. CNT want you to direct. Stephen and David want you to run their studio. Oh, and hostess. Yeah, they want you to be their spokesman or something. Talk about small potatoes.
Hostess thing? Hostess thing?
Did you not hear the other part of the message there? What are you thinking?
Kozlov on the puck for Russia. Sharp angle shot hit the side of the net. Primo trying to move it out. Kozlov is on it again. Centering it right onto the stick of Eric Lindros. He gets it out and rolled it up on the wing. Primo trying to hit Shanahan. Lindros! He missed on the short side. Bodies flying everywhere to the left of Abby Bullen. Russia back up the ice. Nikolishin dropped it back. They get in the slot area, and it's cleared back out to Lindros. Kasparaitis making a run at Lindros, who ducked down a bit, and Kasparaitis hit the boards hard. And a Russian player is down on the ice inside his own line down near the net. That's Seamak on the ice.
I didn't see what happened to him. Everyone's eyes were easily placed. They're going to give Shanahan a penalty for whatever happened to Seamak. Most people were watching Kasparaitis take the run at Lindros. Lindros ducked Kasparaitis, went right over top of him. But as that was going on, Seamak was hit somehow a high stick, according to the signal by referee Gregson. And Seamak is not on his feet yet. You can see he's now getting up. Here it is right here at the top of the screen. Just a nice little collision, but then the stick. And in the middle of your screen on the right, you can see Kasparaitis, who took about a 40-foot run at Lindros. Lindros saw him at the last minute and got out of the way. So it's a high sticking penalty.
And 2 minutes up on the board.
Eric Lindros had a nice chance, the only chance that Canada's had this period, and he shot it about 2 feet wide. And here comes Kasparaitis, who taking a healthy run at Lindros. Lindros sees him and ducks. And at the same time that was occurring, Shanahan has called for high sticking down in the corner, and the Russians will now get a power play.
Gonchar made a big play on Lindros, not allowing the big guy to get a decent shot. There's Shanahan in the box. High sticking is the call. Russia with 2 quick goals here in the second to tie the game, now with a man advantage.
Fetisov is over trying to talk to referee Gregson into more than 2 minutes for Shanahan, but failed.
Fedorov will be at center ice. Now he's decked by Messier near the blue line. Nobody saw that. Messier nailing Fedorov, but Fedorov back on his skates and coming out with the puck down the wing is McGillney. He cuts into the slot, back to Fedorov. To the line. Fedorov again, working it around outside. The shot misses the net. Again, Shipnick rolled it ahead. Fedorov, he's harassed. Took his time, trying to roll it ahead. Desjardins stole it from him, and Graves shot it down the ice. Canada changing the penalty killers. 3-3 tie at the 7-minute mark of the second period. Russia on a power play. Coming out. Shipnick through center. Yuskevich knocked it ahead, in on the wing. Fedorov rolled it the rest of the way. Shipnick couldn't keep it in. That was outside the line. Puck is kicked back to the net by Blake. On a delay for the offside. If they don't clear it, that's over. Down it goes. In the penalty, 50 seconds. Shanahan, the penalized player for Canada, in the box. Sergei Gonchar coming out and leaving it for Kozlov. Beats a high one in. Joseph couldn't trap it behind the net. Kasparaitis was up there. Zhendov fired a pass in. Larionov got in front of the net. Didn't get the relay, though. And Damphousse shoots it away. 30 seconds left on the power play for Russia. They've tied the game here in the second. It is 3-3 now. Kasparaitis again. Up across center is Kozlov. Dumping it in on the net. Look out! Score! Joseph had no idea where it was. It was in behind him, near the line, and nobody could clear it.
Well, when the puck went in the net, there was a Russian player in the net. Now the question is, did he go in on his own or was he forced in? If he went in on his own, that goal won't count. If he was forced in, and that's why Gregson's calling upstairs to see why the Russian player was in the net when the puck went. But the first mistake was made by Curtis Joseph, who lost this puck. And I don't think that goal's going to count, because Larionov, in attempting to spear the puck and knock it into the net, went in on his own. And he was in the crease because the crease involves the net, or the area under the net. But there's the first problem. Now here comes Larionov. Nobody knocked him in. That goal should not count.
Malcolm Ashford is upstairs, the video replay goal judge.
No goal.
The chat has been done with the referee, Terry Gregson, and you're right, Fetisov, the captain, is being told now the score is still tied at 3.
Well, there's the video replay booth. And so they saw what we saw. It was an easy call for the video goal judge. Mihailov doesn't agree. But whenever you have a conference on a disputed goal, the player that leaves the conference first, he got the right decision. And there it is right there. I mean, an easy call. Larionov was in the net when the puck went in. If you're in the net, you're in the crease. He wasn't pushed, shoved, or thrown in there. He went in on his own, no goal.
That was not a major problem. He stabbed at it, you're right, and missed it, and kept going in behind the goaltender, Joseph. Then the puck arrived by everybody. No goal. Still 3-3. And the penalty now has expired. Shanahan is out of the box and knocks one down at center ice and rolled it ahead. But in behind Messier. Yuskevich turning back for Russia. And they're coming out. And across the line, Yashin throwing it at the net. And Joseph again stopped it with a stick this time. Taking no chances and held on to it. Kovalev threw a left hand in there on Coffey.
This fight could go on forever with no punches being thrown. Kovalev and Coffey. Kovalev went to the net and kind of bumped Curtis Joseph, and then this is what resulted.
Watch it. Lemieux and Fetisov are squared off near the blue line. You see them up to the right of your screen now. There they go.
And
in the corner again, in on the boards.
Yashin and Foote are having quite a little conference here. And down in front of Curtis Joseph, Yuskevich is talking to Adam Graves.
But Lemieux and Fetisov were locked for a long time. Now we're having a little chat.
Well, they both players now know what the other had for the game meal. I can guarantee you that. Their faces were an inch apart.
Now Kovalenko wants a piece of Lemieux. This animosity was building from the exhibition game in Calgary. You could tell no love lost here. Just like the good old days. Russia and Canada. Let us go. Gregson will hand out more penalties. We'll tell you about that when we come back.
The World Cup brings you the greatest moments in hockey. Now, Canadian Tire brings the World Cup into your store. The best sale prices on brand name equipment, like Bauer Supreme 3000 junior and senior hockey sticks half price, and CCM Ultra Pro hockey skates just $69.99. Canadian Tire's World Cup of Hockey sale. It's here, it's now, and it's real. Canadian Tire. Everyday low prices.
Al?
Speaking.
It's Don.
The Donster.
It's about the car, Al.
Be here any day.
I'm buying a Nissan Altima instead.
Excuse me?
Altima, J.D. Power and Associates best entry midsize car and initial quality in the U.S.
Really?
Yeah, I'm financing it at 3.8%.
4.8.
No, Al, 3.8. Of course, I could lease it for $299 a month.
$399?
No, Al, $299.
Standard, right?
Automatic.
Doors?
Oh, yeah.
Both sides?
Both sides.
Roof?
Buying a new car? Compare first, buy second. The 1996 Nissan Altima.
Two Russians in the penalty box. Two Canadians in the penalty box. Coffey and Foote are gone for roughing. Coffey got 4. Yashin and Kovalev, 2 minutes each for roughing. Coffey got the extra 2.
That might be the first 4-minute penalty Coffey's got in his career. Glenn Sather, I think, is going to face the fact that his team's going to be down a man for 2 minutes. The extra 2 Paul Coffey earned.
Canada hasn't had a shot on goal yet in this period. 9-0. Russia out shooting Canada, scoring 2 goals to tie it at 3, and they're on the move once more. Fedorov's shot was in off the boards. McGillney given a bump, kicking the puck ahead. Messier will clear it away and down the ice. 30 seconds gone in the Coffey minor. Canada right now shorthanded. Russia tying the game 3-3, and they're moving up on the power play. Straight across the blue line. McGillney tapped it ahead and lost it. Fedorov had a chance to move it. Now he will. Coming in with a shot. Off the arm of Joseph. Up high on the glass. And it's trapped at the blue line by Gonchar. Play stop. Gregson has somebody else.
Russians are going to get a penalty. Vincent Domfus, I believe, was hooked off his feet by Nemchinov. And so the power play with 1:01 left will be negated. Tripping call. You're going to see it on the far side right there, as Domfus attempted to go out to the point to check his man and couldn't get there.
Sergei Nemchinov off for tripping, and no question about that one. Straight across the ice in front of Terry Gregson, the referee tonight. 3-3 tie, nearing the halfway mark of the second period. Russians move it up and shoot it in deep. Blake had to move in a hurry. Larionov giving chase. Blake again. Pulling away from Larionov. Linden shot it behind his own net for Niedermeyer. Coming away. Up to Blake. Took it on a skate. And he lifted one in. Off the boards. It gets him back to the net. Kozlov had to drop back a bit before feeding it out to Larionov. Coming down with the defenseman Gonchar. He's number 55, but Larionov picked it up and kept going. Got it back to Kozlov. Couldn't handle it. Kozlov on the boards against Trevor Linden. Pass picked off by Niedermeyer. He wants to go. Niedermeyer trying to pull away from Gonchar. Dropped it back. Shot. Dom Foos coming close. Good passing inside the line, and the drop pass for Dom Foos.
And the best save of the night by either goalie. Happy Bulin picked that baby right out of the air as it was heading in. A nice play by Niedermeyer, as you're going to see here, to fight off Gonchar, and then drops the puck to Dom Foos, who's going to come into the picture trailing Niedermeyer right here. And Dom Foos lets it go, and there's the stop.
10 minutes and 28 seconds it took for this first save by Happy Bulin. And you're right, it was a dandy.
And that shot, although it was from 34 feet out, Happy Bulin was about 15 feet out, so it was a 15-footer and a big stop on what looked like a Dom Foos goal.
So Canada 3, Russia 3. 9:32 left in the second period. 9 seconds left in the coffee. Penalty. Second minor picked up by Paul Coffey. Fleury is serving that extra 2, and he'll be on the ice in a second. Russia moving up. Fleury is out of the box. It's centered. Jitnik just missed it. Russia on the puck. Nikolishin coming in, leaving it. Pavlenko's shot. Not all of it, and he missed the net. 3-3 tie, and Canada moving out. Lindros stepping in lively with Gretzky. He tried to drop it back. That was intercepted. Gretzky stole it again. Then was upended. Pavlenko doing great work and going back to the net with it. Hanging on to it. Nobody near him, so he just strides away to center. Trying to shoot it in. And gave it away. Lead pass to Gretzky from Lindros. Back pass doesn't work. Gretzky can't keep it in at the line. So they get back on the side quickly, and Niedermeyer shoots it in. Here comes Sakic. Back to the net. Big Lindros with Sakic there to help him. And Fleury. Fleury's pass by everybody. Gretzky going the other way with Messier taking his spot and had to hurry back. They were changing as the play continued. Messier now alive with a shot. Just missed. Hit Fedosov's stick and just missed the far corner. Cleared back out by Nemchinov. Fedorov takes a swing at it, comes in. Nemchinov with him. Nemchinov for the net. Great save by Joseph, sliding along in front of the goal crease. Mogilny beating it back, and the weak shot to Curtis Joseph, and he hangs on to it. We're still tied. 3 goals apiece.
Matthew, they want you on set. This is your big scene.
They really should just write me out.
Out of the scene?
No, actually, out of the whole show.
What?
I want to dedicate myself to these Hostess potato chips.
Why?
Well, they're really very good.
Matthew, are you nuts?
I am so not nuts. Here, try these. They're much better than before. Here, eat these. You eat these. Oh, fabulous. Well, I believe my work here is done.
Two great plays on this replay. One by Nemchinov, who makes a great cut in from almost the icing line. And Curtis Joseph, who's one of the best goaltenders on anything down low, makes a spectacular stop to keep the score at 3-3. And you can see that Canada has had no offense at all with 7:44 left in this second period.
Gonchar trying to keep it in. Got in, but not for long. Lindros stealing it at center. In Primo and Shanahan in front of the net. Couldn't get the puck out to him, so Shanahan comes back. The three Canadian forwards in back to the net. It's centered. Desjardins near the blue line. Backhands it in again. Lindros does not handle it cleanly. Kozlov fired one right to Shanahan. Trying to give it to Lindros. There's Primo doing big work for Canada. Primo, 55, turning back and forth. Centered finally. Cleared to the line. Not out. This time it does get out. Chemnov overskates it. Primo stopped him. And Desjardins flipped one in wide of the goal. Gonchar back. Leaving it for Kasparaitis. Shanahan lined him up. Saw him coming. Couldn't hit him. 6:45 left in the second period. Score is tied at 3. Kasparaitis shooting it down the ice. It'll be an icing call with Stevens back to touch it. So we're still tied here in the second.
Canadian Tire has great prices on everything you need. Plus, earn Canadian Tire money with every cash purchase of merchandise. Canadian Tire. Everyday low prices made better.
Well, probably the best forechecking forward physically in the National Hockey League. And when you pass the puck or try to stop him when he gets going, you're in trouble. And here's a good example coming right up here. As he's very tough to take out. Kasparaitis can't pin him. And if you pass the puck, you better look out when Big 88's got his eye on you, because he's not going to veer away at the last minute.
Brind'Amour, Fleury, and Sakic. Canada's line now. Yuskevich bumped by Sakic behind the net. Lead pass doesn't work up through the middle for Yashin. Here comes Fleury on the fly. The shot, a good one, stopped. Got the rebound. It goes back in the net to Sakic. He tries to get out front, was knocked down. And Russia clears it out. Kovalev up across the line, leaving it there. It's centered for Yashin. Couldn't knock down the high pass. Chitnik played it back. Yuskevich got away from a hit from Sakic. Under 6 minutes left in the second period in a 3-3 tie. Russia with 2 quick goals here in the second. 39 seconds it took them to tie the game. And they come again. Kovalev trying to go up high. Hit the side of the net. Canada storming back out, led by Gretzky. Tossed the pass in on the wing to Damphousse. He got away from one check, centered it. Foot with the shot blocked. And Russia clears the zone quickly. Malikov and Fedorov, the goal scorers for Russia. Damphousse centering one to Gretzky. Didn't work. Foot keeps it in. Fetisov taken out of the play heavily, back of the net with a hit. Linden kept coming at him and nailed him. Now Foot shot. That just missed. Coffey on the other point. Winds up. Doesn't get the shot too far, but he keeps the puck in. Finally, the Russians pick it up and get it out. Kovalev across center. And it goes for Nicolishin. He's in there chasing it. Centered it. Quick shot blocked in front of the net. Chemnov set up. Now Canada clears the zone. Gretzky caught up with it for Graves. Canada changing as the play goes in deep. Graves tried to hit his man. Just missed him. Desjardins from center. Drives it back in. 4:15 left to the period. Score tied at 3. Fedorov and Nicolishin. The other way now. On the boards in the corner, and Desjardins spotted that at the blue line. Charged over to trap it. Lemieux working hard for Canada. Comes back to Desjardins. Fake the shot. Lemieux shoots it. Hit a leg. Fedorov was in front of it. Stevens! That shot is blocked by Nikolic. And it goes flying over the glass into the crowd. 3-3 the score.
With 25% more power, 16-inch wheels, dual airbags, and 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, it's one affordable luxury 4x4. The new Suzuki Sidekick Sport. Lease one now for only $299 a month. For a discovery drive, call your participating dealer today. Suzuki. Ask anyone who owns one.
Somebody killed my brother. It was strength to come home. One man, one chance, one shot.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a contractor.
A hitman.
On September 13th,
I lost your brother. I don't want to lose you.
there's one risk worth taking. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Natasha Henstridge, Maximum Risk. At theaters Friday, September 13th.
Closed captioning of tonight's game is provided by 120 locally owned Apple Auto Glass dealers.
Canada has had just 3 shots so far in this period.
But here's the best chance they've had, and they've had 2 good shifts as far as forechecking and puck control. What a pass by Dom Foose to Adam Foote. And Adam Foote just can't put it by Happy Boolin. The best chance Canada's had in the second period. They've had 2 good shifts in a row. Let's see if they can make it 3.
Scores still tied at 3. Russia with the only 2 goals in the second period. 3:30 left in the period. Lindros rolling it down now. Coming up hard, but the play is called in behind the play. It'll be an interference penalty in behind the play against Canada.
Big Primo's going to get it. It's a smart play here, and it's just interference, and that's all. Give Primo credit because he allowed Lindros with this little pick here to roar up the side of the ring and get a full blue line to blue line head steam up against the Russian defenseman. But it was a very marginal case of interference. Good idea that didn't quite work.
The Russian power play in the game 0 for 3. Last time they had the man advantage. They managed just 3 shots. So Canada will try to hold him now as the period winds down. It's a 3-3 tie. Power play Russia. Kozlov elects to shoot it in. Kasparaitis, the defenseman, is nailed hard by Blake. Oh, they've got him lined up, number 11 for Russia. But he'll ask for it. Game in and game out. So he's a target. And he was nailed by Blake there. Gonchar feeds it in. Shot missing the goal. Here's Kasparaitis. Big Lindros had it lined up for a moment there. Lindros gets it out by Kasparaitis down the ice. Minute 10 left in the power play. Primo is in the penalty box. Russia moving out. Fedorov's pass goes into Zhamnov. Gets it back. Gonchar waits and then fed it in on the right wing boards. Comes back in front of the net. Close call right to the line. Didn't get in. And it's cleared out. Jitnik failed to stop it at the blue line.
Adam Foote made the save, Bob. That puck was rolling in.
2 minutes left in the period. Russia on the power play. The score tied at 3. They step up over the line. Feeding it back. Jitnik take the shot. Gave it to McGillney. Returned it to him. And again McGillney from Jitnik. The other side now. Yuskevich. Feeds it ahead. They're on the outside. 4-man box set up by Canada. They'd love to keep them out there. They'll whip it around. Yuskevich. Shot. Deflected wide of the goal. McGillney gets it back. Jitnik again to McGillney. He's covered. Yuskevich now. The shot is high into the glove of Curtis Joseph. And Rocca, he'll hold it. And the penalty is over.
An excellent play by Joseph. Not only making the save, but having the ability to catch it, because Team Canada needed a change. Russia had controlled the puck for about 45 seconds, and when that happens, the defenders, boy, they start to die in a hurry. Rob Blake, who only played 6 games last year and is coming from a long way back, really got a hold of Kasparaitis with a good clean body check on the boards. And here's the stop Adam Foote made, 52. Look at this. This puck is going in, but Foote with the quick stick pulled it out before it got by Joseph.
Minute 15 left in the period. Canada killing off the penalty against Primo. Khabibulin stepping out of the net. Only 3 shots for him this second period. Russia has had 14. And of course the 2 goals to tie the game. Russia on the puck. Kovalev coming in, trying to get along the boards ahead of Desjardins. Does. Whipped it back near the line. Fetisov feeding it in deep. Kovalev is tied up. Got it off the boards again. Back for Fetisov. Couldn't play it. Stevens fired one ahead quickly. Linden is on the left wing. Gretzky tossed it back. The shot. Linden coming in there. Another shot. Khabibulin down. Gretzky went by it. 18 seconds left in the period. They almost had the lead back. Kovalenko going up over the line for Russia. Turning away from Stevens. And Joseph comes up with a dandy. Another shot in there wide of the net. And the horn goes to end the second period. They nearly scored at one end on Khabibulin, and then Joseph comes up with his best save.
Boy, an acrobatic stop as he went from his left to his right in a big hurry, and that's one of Curtis Joseph's great skill, lateral move. And here's a good example right here, what I'm talking about, as he took what looked like a sure goal away from Alexei Yashin right there.
2 goals by Russia in 39 seconds. The shot's 15-6 in favor of Russia in that second period. So after 2, a 3 tie.
Matthew, they want you on set. This is your big scene.
They really should just write me out.
Out of the scene?
No, actually, out of the whole show.
What?
I want to dedicate myself to these Hostess potato chips.
Why?
Well, they're really very good.
Matthew, are you nuts?
I am so not nuts. Here, try these. They're much better than before. Here, eat these. You eat these. Oh, fabulous. Well, I believe my work here is done.
Take it on.
Life insurance solutions for Canadians 50 to 75. We put in long hours, but the store paid the bills, sent the kids to school. We wanted life insurance, but
it was always last on the list.
We're listening, so we created our guaranteed life insurance plan for Canadians between 50 and 75 who've worked too hard to leave their families with added bills.
Call now for more information.
You're guaranteed acceptance with no medical exam or health questions, and no salesperson will visit.
You can be covered for as little as $20 a month. Then, depending on your age and the premium you choose, you can be covered for up to $25,000, which triples to $75,000 in case of accidental death. Call now.
You know, I never want to be a burden to anyone. That's just the way I am.
Get your guaranteed life enrollment kit. Call toll-free 1-800-244-8033. That's 1-800-244-8033.
Back in Vancouver, 1972, it was a goal with 34 seconds left. In 87, Mario with 1:26 remaining. So is it any surprise? 3-3 Canada-Russia after 2 periods of play here at GM Place. And here's Sergei Fedorov. Sergei, congratulations on the goal that tied it. And a great second period. How'd you bounce back the way you did?
Well, definitely Team Canada dominated in the first period with the forecheck. And it seems to me they have a pretty strong plan. Put the puck in our zone and just forecheck and put a body on us, and it seems to me they done it very well. But I believe we made a couple mistakes. We shouldn't. But it's hockey. Here we go back in the second period, and we had 2 or 3 golden opportunities. Out of 3, we scored 2. So it seems to me we're back on track, and you guys feeling a little bit more comfortable, you know.
You said coming overseas was tough, but let's look at your goal, and while we're looking at it, tell me about how you're treating this Canada Cup. How important is it to you personally and to Russia to have a big effort here?
Well, I think I'm very, very, proud to play for my country, and it just feels great to be with those guys after 11 or 10 years, knowing them on the same ice and the same unit, and it feels absolutely great to play just for your own country, you know, and reunited with those teammates. You've been learning how to play this game. It's unbelievable. Great feeling.
Great show. Keep it up.
Thank you very much.
There's Sergei Fedorov. Look at this. This is Wayne Gretzky, 1987. Rendezvous 87. He traded with Slava Fedosov, the captain then. And, of course, he's the captain for Team Canada here. 58 points in 31 Canada Cup games in Wayne's illustrious career. Scott Russell had a chance to visit with the great one at Whistler.
Hockey's defining number is 99. Its greatest name is Gretzky. Boy Wonder is 35 years old now, a family man. He has many loves, but the game's fire still burns deep in his heart.
Well, you know, I got to say that the first day of training camp here, I honestly felt pretty much the same as it did in 1981 when I was 19 years old and I walked in a locker room for Team Canada with Gilbert Perreault and Guy Lafleur and Bob Gainey and Larry Robinson. And I was excited about it. And I had the same feeling when I walked into the training camp in Whistler, when I walked in and saw guys like Lindros and Messier and Coffey. It really, for me, I feel honored to be selected to play in this. And I think it's something that when you're done your career and you look back, you say, wow, that was a great time. I'm really happy I was fortunate enough to be there. So I think that's what kind of motivates Wayne Gretzky. The word respect is so important in my life, and the respect I have for my teammates and my opponents. And I've always approached the game like that. And I think my dedication to the game, you know, I feel like I always work hard in the off season. I practice hard. You know, I love to play, I love to win, and I think my dedication to the game, not just in a day or 2 or 3 days, but since I was 3 or 4 years old, my dedication to wanting to learn the game and wanting to excel has always kind of made me the player I think I am. This is a really good time because, you know, my kids really don't know, I mean, they're kids, and they have really, they don't have an understanding of who I am or what I've done. They're American kids, they live in California. So for them to come and see part of my heritage and see, you know, what was it like for me growing up and what Canada's all about and how important hockey is to Canadians in life in general, this is an exciting time for me just to show them all of this. One of the great things about this tournament is we get to play together again. And we do have a special, unique relationship. It's a very unselfish relationship in that we push for each other. You know, when we're on the bench or sitting watching practice or in the stands, we really push for the other guy that hope that he does well, and we feel part of that. If Paul Coffey gets 2 goals and 2 assists, both Mark and I feel as excited about it as he does. So it's a very unique relationship because there's no envyism there, no selfishness between us. We all push for each other, we all hope for each other, and it's a genuine, sincere hope. The Canadian public looks at hockey, it's life and death. I mean, that's just the way it is here. You're brought up that way. And all the players who are here have gone through the pressure of having to be successful. So we understand what goes with that territory. And as you said, we are defending champions. We've won it the last 3 times. Yeah, it puts a little bit of pressure on us, but I think each and every guy in that locker room knows and understands that all of Canada is watching, and we know we're under a big microscope here, and people are expecting us to win a championship.
Wayne Gretzky in tough again. It's 3-3 after 2. Tom Rennie joins us next as our coverage of the World Cup of Hockey returns in a moment.
Stop looking at me.
What's wrong with these people? Never see a bandicoot before?
Matthews, they want you on set. This is your big scene.
They really should just write me out.
Out of the scene?
No, actually, out of the whole show.
What?
I want to dedicate myself to these Hostess potato chips.
Why?
Well, they're really very good.
Matthews, are you nuts?
I am so not nuts. Here, try these. They're much better than before. Here, eat these. You eat these. Oh, fabulous. Well, I believe my work here is done.
Dear Scotty, trust me, son, Paris is a long, long way from Winnipeg. When I'm not working, I've been touring the town. You know, just taking in the sights.
Fine sunny morning. You're in the Peg in Portage, Maine. A balmy
Work is going well. I'm here setting up a 1-800 call center for English, French, and German customers. So it's complicated. They really appreciate our technical expertise and that good old Canadian know-how on taking care of customers better. And I gotta tell you, they really are nice people. But I sure miss you guys. Give Mom my love.
See you, Dad.
Ron McAndrews is just one of the people at AT&T Canada, helping companies around the world stay close to their customers.
You're not Plumber Boy, the Bandicoot will come. I'm coming to get you, pal. Hi, how are you? Am I on the right street? Can you tell me where Nintendo is? People run a lot here. This is really nice. Plumber Boy, your time has come.
Back live as our coverage continues from the West Coast. It's 3-3 Canada-Russia at the end of 40 minutes of play. Big excitement in Vancouver, save for tonight's game, is that Tom Rennie, head coach of the World Championship team in 1994, when they captured gold and, of course, silver medal performances as well at Worlds and at the Olympic Games in Lillehammer, and a Memorial Cup championship in Kamloops, and a great-looking smile as he accepts congrats from Pat Quinn. Tom, tremendous that you're the new head coach of Vancouver. Give us a thought on what you're doing with the Canucks. What's in store for camp? Who have you consulted?
I've consulted just about everybody in BC, and that means a lot of relatives and friends, Ron. But just getting ourselves ready in terms of a coaching staff and identifying a little bit more with our team through video and the opponents that we're going to face, 25 of them throughout the course of the year. And basically, on paper, at least, getting ourselves prepared for training camp.
Your boy, Trevor Linden, looks good tonight.
He sure does. He's really, I think, an inspiration to his team, as a matter of fact. He's set up a tremendous goal, the second goal, and has played with a lot of desire, and I think that's got to be contagious.
Before the game, you had a thought on what tonight would be about, because it's not a critical game in terms of if you lose, you're out. But what did you expect, and then give us your thoughts on the first two?
Well, I thought both teams would really come out to try to, leave a mark, if you will. I don't think anybody wants to come out here and sort of just pretend their way through a hockey game, Ron. I felt that they would come out and really try to leave each other with some type of an impression, and I think they've done that. I think that, the first period was certainly Canada's. If you look at the second period, Canada maybe didn't come out of the gate like they should have, and the Russians are right back in it. So the third period, I think, will set the tone for what might happen for both teams from this point on.
It's pretty physical in the second period. You can feel tempers running a little high. Do you expect that to continue?
I think that the team that will win will be the team that can play that way but can keep their heads on. If they don't, whomever that might be, they'll probably lose.
On behalf of all the referees, we watched you going through the obstruction rules, so thanks for your help. You're great for the CHA, and good luck in Vancouver.
Thank you, and I appreciate that, Ron.
There's Tom Rennie. We'll have more coverage of the World Cup of Hockey. It's 3-3. Team Russia, Team Canada, as we continue from GM Place in Vancouver on CBC Sports in a moment.
Oh, forget the sports page. Every week, first thing I go for is my Canadian Tire Flyer.
I love the sales. Every week, it's got really great sale prices on my favorite brands.
One look at that flyer.
And I'm flying down to my store.
To save on Mono Ultra caulking for just $3.49 each and other great products to help seal and protect.
Everyday low prices?
That's good.
Everyday low prices, plus even lower weekly sale prices.
That's better.
Canadian Tire. Everyday low prices made better.
When you're on the go, even when you're not, nothing goes better than Tim Hortons Timbits. At 20 for just $1.99 and no tax. Your money goes a long way, too. And with 10 fresh flavors to choose from, everybody's happy. Tim Hortons Timbits.
You've always got time for Tim Hortons.
Pass them on.
Every weekend, there is one newscast that can take you to places around the world. The places you want to know about. Sunday Report with Wendy Mesley on CBC Television.
Imagine if you were pregnant.
I think I might be.
You're gonna do it all. Family, school, everything. I won't be coming back next year.
You can say it, you know.
I'm gonna do what you suggested. An abortion.
Liberty Street. Reality Bites back Tuesday.
Al?
Speaking.
It's Don.
The Donster.
It's about the car, Al.
Be here any day.
I'm buying a Nissan Altima instead.
Excuse me?
Altima, J.D. Power and Associates' best entry midsize car and initial quality in the U.S.
Really?
Yeah, I'm financing it at 3.8%.
4.8.
No, Al, 3.8. Of course, I could lease it for $299 a month.
$399?
No, Al, $299.
Standard, right?
Automatic.
Doors?
Oh, yeah.
Both sides?
Both sides.
Roof?
Buying a new car? Compare first, buy second. The 1996 Nissan Altima.
Good evening. I'm Allison Smith. Here's a look at some of the stories we're working on for tonight's National. Prime Minister Chrétien made a campaign-style appearance in Quebec today. He told Quebecers they can improve their economic prospects by defeating the Parti Québécois in the next provincial election. Later, Chrétien opened a new convention centre in Quebec City with Lucien Bouchard at his side. Canadians are taking up a challenge from Heritage Minister Sheila Copps, ordering hundreds of thousands of free maple leaf flags from the federal government. But Copps' initiative is running into criticism. It's costing the federal treasury far more than expected, at least $23 million. And tonight on our magazine, Children in Chains, a look at the international child sex trade and what international authorities are doing about it. Those stories and more later tonight on The National.
Oh, finally a night to myself. This is so great.
Come away with me, Ron.
Could these be any better?
Matthew, pick up. I know you're there. Listen, you are hot, baby. ITM is talking multi-movie deals. CNT want you to direct. Stephen and David want you to run their studio. Oh, and Hostess, yeah, they want you to be their spokesman or something. Talk about small potatoes.
Hostess thing? Hostess thing?
Did you not hear the other part of the message there? What are you thinking?
The freshness of the sea is yours at Omar Plus, offering a great selection of fresh fish daily, mouth-watering seafood, and tender, juicy steaks. Come aboard! Omar Plus is now offering 3 80-cent meals. Just order our 12 Icelandic scampi, or filet mignon with scampi, or chicken filet with shrimps, and get the second person's meal for 80 cents. So treat a friend for 80 cents. Omar Plus, dedicated to you.
During the Bedford Interiors summer sale, you can save up to 40% on fine furniture that will last for generations. Bedford Interiors is giving classical furniture a totally new look, the up to 40% off look. Sit in the Country Pine Dining Room, part of the new Arnold Palmer Home Collection. Take a moment to ravish the stately Kings Row bedroom from the Lineage Collection. Don't miss Bedford Interiors summer sale. Fine furniture forever with discounts that'll be gone soon. 1850 Hymas, east of Sources.
Al?
Speaking.
It's Don.
The Donster.
It's about the car, Al.
Be here any day.
I'm buying a Nissan Altima instead.
Excuse me?
Altima, J.D. Power and Associates' best entry midsize car and initial quality in the U.S.
Really?
Yeah, I'm financing it at 3.8%.
4.8.
No, Al, 3.8. Of course, I could lease it for $299 a month.
$399?
No, Al, $299.
Standard, right?
Automatic.
Doors?
Oh, yeah.
Both sides?
Both sides.
Roof? Buying
a new car? Compare first, buy second. The 1996 Nissan Altima.
This portion of the World Cup of Hockey on CBC is brought to you by Ruffles Potato Chips. Now Ruffles Sour Cream and Onion flavor is back.
Welcome back to Vancouver. Igor Larionov didn't play in the 91 Canada Cup because of Viktor Tikhonov. He's running the show here. We wondered about the short training camp and the complicated style of Russian play.
Well, it's a good question. Actually, this kind of World Cup is unusual for us, and used to be had like 2 months training camp and to play, to get used to each other. This time it's only 2 weeks, and of course the players, like I said before, play in the National Hockey League different styles, and right now we got mixed European style and Russian style and North American style. I hope the players will recall those memories from the Russia, because everybody were taught how to play the Russian style of hockey. I mean, a lot of passing, a lot of great combinations, and spectacular plays. So, and tonight I hope we'll play our Russian style of hockey, and which brings some excitement and which keep fans happy.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Igor Larionov is the quiet leader of this Russian team. He's been pretty quiet tonight, though. No points yet. Harry, we've seen two different games in the two periods here. In game one in the North American pool, 17-6 were the shots in the first in favor of Canada. 15-6 were the shots in the second in favor of Russia, and they got the only 2 goals to tie.
Canada has allowed a goal in each period in the first 2.5 minutes, and that's a tough way to start a period. Canada has to get back, play the way they played the last 10 minutes of the first period, and of course the Russians want to play the way they played for most of the second. So the team that wins this game is going to be the team that can get their act in order for the last 20 minutes.
We're going to find out. The third period has started here in Vancouver. We're tied at 3. Canada coming in, hitting, and an injury right away. Malakov has been hit in the corner, and he's down. Now just getting up.
Big Primo on the forecheck. The second forechecker in, and as Malakov rolled the puck up past him on the boards, Primo continued to make the hit. Here comes the puck to Malakov. He puts it up, and Primo continues, and just got a little bit of him. The noise might have hurt him. But this forechecking line of Shanahan, Lindros, and Primo are dreaded enemies of the defensemen. And there was a good example of why you better move the puck quick and get ready, because if you don't, you're in trouble. Here are the hits we've tabulated. You can see Canada's hits went down a little bit in period 2. Their chances to score went down, and their goals went down.
Russia getting the only 2 in the second period. Malakov and Fedorov. The marksman. McGillney centers one. That was close. Man open coming in. McGillney takes it again on a skate back to the net. Waits for a bit before trying to throw it in front. Forced to go to the boards. They'll catch him over there and get it out in a race for it. Lindros going in there against Gonchar. The latter winning the race, and in behind the play, a penalty has been called. And it's against Russia.
Kasparaitis on the back check hauled down Brendan Shanahan as Lindros was racing for the loose puck. And he negated what might have been a 2-on-1. Have a look at it here. You can see there's the trip right there. Lindros is going for the puck. Shanahan's trying to get in the rush and can't. So Canada gets an early power play here. And their power play has been a good chunk of their offense in the exhibition game, and they've scored 1 tonight with the man-ups.
Canada has a tough schedule. Don Cherry was mentioning earlier in our telecast tonight, Canada tomorrow morning will leave for Philadelphia to play the States, who are there waiting for Team Canada. So Team Canada starting this tournament against Russia, one of the big teams, and going all the way to Philadelphia to meet the United States, another of the big teams.
And that's one reason why this game is vitally important.
Shot by Coffey. Sakic quickly. He missed though. Gretzky to Coffey again. Shot in there. Knocked down. Score! Joe Sakic. Canada has the lead.
The Conn Smythe winner and member of the Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche. 3 Canada forwards, only 2 Russian defenders. And number 20, Joe Sakic, doesn't hesitate as he backhands it into an open net to give Canada a lead in less than the first minute of the third period.
You know, they were saying they'd like to get one early in this third period and get it rolling again. Well, they did get one early. 52 seconds. Joe Sakic. And Canada is in front again, 4-3. They're on the puck once more. Centering pass. Lemieux shot high. Just missed the top corner. Lemieux in there, hitting hard on Kovalev. Steals the puck. Kovalev got it back. Here comes Desjardins. Can't get there in time. Wrapped in from center ice again. Yushkevich for Russia. Steps up and then lifts a high one into the Canadian zone, and Desjardins back quickly. Stevens. Damphousse. Nobody open, so he just made sure the puck got out. Fetisov coming back in. That's knocked down by Stevens. Damphousse rolled it through the middle. A little bit too far for Trevor Linden. Zhemnov leaving it for Fetisov. And they bring it out neatly. Seaman. Through the middle they go. Gretzky broke it up. Gave it away though. Gonchar ripped the shot. Big rebound. Off the goal post and it stays out. Linden clearing it quickly and hit the net with it. Canada 4, Russia 3. They're forechecking again. Sakic just missed his man with that pass. Fleury, Brind'Amour, the other man on the line. Sakic around the net, doing great work out front. Fleury couldn't get a shot. Sakic is on it again. What a start he's had to this third period. Joe Sakic on the puck, turning away from two defenders, and had to give it up near the line. Dumped in wide of the net by Nikolitin. This is Niedermayer, but they're on to him. He gets little room to move with it. Got back to break up a play. Mogilny, however, takes it. Takes a hit, too, in the corner. Shakes it off against Shanahan. Comes out with a shot. Stopped. Kasparaitis. Fedorov was open, but they couldn't get the puck to him. Yushkevich coming back fast. There's Big Lindros. Had it programmed all the way. Lindros is upended. The play goes right on. The fans wanted a penalty call. Lindros dumped behind the play. Coffey and Foot, a lively third period we've got going now. The puck is shot in from center. Fedorov in to pick it up. That's an icing call against Canada. 19,056 to sell out. They're booing.
There are times when you congratulate yourself for choosing a car you could rely on. A car with side guard door beams that protect you in the case of lateral impact. And other times you're happy it offers more than mere flash. The Chevrolet Cavalier. Tried, tested, and true.
This portion of the World Cup of Hockey on CBC is brought to you by Chevy Trucks. Chevy Trucks, like a rock.
Big Eric turns these fans on when he gets a beat on someone, and right here it's Dmitry Yushkevich taking the hit. And on the way back, they collide again, and that's what the fans were booing about, thinking Yushkevich should have got an interference call. Curtis Joseph gets off the hook here as one hits the right goal post and stays out.
Sakic giving Canada a 4-3 lead from Coffey and Gretzky on the power play at 52 seconds to start this third period. 4 minutes gone. Icing call against Russia.
Oh, Bob, you were talking about the game, the next game for Canada Saturday night in Philadelphia. Here's how the whole thing operates. In the first round, everybody plays each other once in their pool. And then the first place teams in both sides get a bye, and the second on the North American side plays the third on the Europe, and third in the Europe plays the second North American in a sudden death game. Then we have 2 more sudden death games, and then the finals, 2 out of 3. Saturday, we're at the new Philadelphia Arena first hockey game ever in the core state spectrum. The United States, a pretty good lineup, maybe the best they've ever had in the Canada Cup.
Canada leads Russia 4-3. Just past 4 minutes of play in the third period. Russia coming away with it. Up through center, Jitnik takes the line, wants to go all the way, but Coffey got enough on him to stop it. Messier left it there, back of the net. Scooped it on the boards in the corner. Jitnik was waiting for it. Sends it in deep again. Messier was waiting for that. To Lemieux. Hit his man, Fetisov. They bump. Hang on there for a while as the puck goes flying over the glass into the crowd.
Well, early in the third period, certainly the Canadian team looked like they're skating. You can't give up a speed advantage to this quick Russian team. Canada did it the first period. Then they came on in the second and took over. They never could get her going in the second period. But so far here, in the first 4.5 minutes, Canada has been moving the legs, and Fetisov and Lemieux have a collision right here. And this third period starting off to be a beauty.
That play was offside of the blue line. A beautiful day here in Vancouver, 29 degrees Celsius. The weather is fantastic. I mentioned the sellout, 19,056. They tell me the tickets were all gone when they were up for sale for this game in a couple of hours.
So you like this West Coast weather, do you, Mr. Cole?
Love it.
A perfect day in Canada's most beautiful city. Nothing against St. John's. Don't get upset.
This is Linden coming down the boards hard with Gretzky. It is centered. Stevens. Sharp angle, so no shot at the net. Desjardins pinching in a bit to scoop it up the side of the goal, and Heavy Bullen grabbed it and held it.
Nikolai Khabibulin, who had a great second half and playoff for the Winnipeg Jets last year, 26 victories. He was a gold medal champion in 1992 in the World Junior Tournament, 204th overall in the 92 draft, and asked the Detroit Red Wings whether they think this guy is a pretty good goaltender. And Trefilov, who played in Calgary and now plays for Buffalo, is showing somebody on the bench how to fix his glove or start an outboard engine, one of the two.
Canada 4, Russia 3. Canada at one time had a 3-1 lead. Russia with 2 in the second tied it. Canada an early goal here in the third. Joe Sakic at 52 seconds. Yushkevich stepping in with a shot for Russia. Joseph on the short side, no problem. Kozlov hit. Stevens nailed him before he could go by. Canada will get the puck down the ice. That'll be an icing call coming up. Yushkevich back.
Well, Kovalenko, or Gonchar, sorry, on the bench here. Looks like they're trying to give his arm a shot as if his shoulder might be a little out of joint. Now, Gonchar didn't score any goals, so not shaking hands, congratulating them. I don't think that's the Russian version of way to congratulate a goal scorer.
Jitnik. And he played it to open ice. Fedorov tapped it away. Demchinov stepping in, couldn't make a play. Russia keep it in, though. Jitnik fired one from the point. Fleury won't stop Kasparaitis. Fedorov tried to center it. Sakic prevented that. It's just out over the line. Brought in by Alexei Jitnik and offside.
Well, the goaltending tandem so far, Curtis Joseph, who got the nod tonight, and you can see what a great goals against average he had in last year's World Championship, and Martin Brodeur. If there's a better goalie in the National Hockey League in the last 2 years, I don't know that you can say there is. He won the Calder Trophy. He was instrumental in winning the Stanley Cup. And last year, despite the fact that Jersey Devils didn't make the playoffs, he won 34 games and had a 2.34 goals against average.
4-3 Canada. And again, they hold it on the boards with 13:32 remaining. And he had a great game against Russia in Calgary in that exhibition tie the other night.
Well, I mentioned he won the Calder Trophy in '94 as the Rookie of the Year. He was only the third goalie in the last 20 years to win that trophy as a rookie. Carrasso and Balfour, the other two. Carrasso right out of high school to win the Calder Trophy. Can you imagine?
Coffey will steal some time and go back a bit. Everybody comes back to join him. And they form up and move out as far as center. And Messier brings it in. Jams on the brakes. Waits for help. And foot slammed the shot too high. Coffey fired one. That came off his skate and just missed the far corner. Kozlov is moving up with Larionov. Kozlov gets set and had a stick lifted by Messier coming back. Gonchar up again for Yuskevich, and he shot one in deep. Larionov bumped by Coffey. Laid up on the boards and hopped away from Graves again all the way down the ice. And another icing call coming up against Canada with 12:41 to play in the third period. Canada by 1.
I dream I'm...
Bye, guys. See you next week.
Between us, it's Carlin.
It's not surprising that the Cavalier is equipped with four-wheel anti-lock brakes. What is surprising is that it's the only car in its category that offers them as standard equipment. The Chevrolet Cavalier. Tried, tested, and true.
David Elson, the cartoonist for the Calgary Sun, a clever guy to say the least, had this little picture to indicate what happened to the Russian rocket. We all know that Pavel Bure bruised his kidney on this play right here. Leach hit him in a USA-Russia game in Detroit. Here he is watching practice the other day. Much to the dismay of the Vancouver Canuck fans, he won't be in the lineup. There's his brother without his shirt, Valerie Bure. And Pat Quinn was hoping that this would give Pavel a real head start to the season. But now he's out of the tournament, not with a bad knee, but with a bruised kidney.
Fetisov had to hurry back in his own zone to rescue the puck with Canada moving in. Kovalenko stopped by Primo. Russians get it out across center again. Stevens backing up. Lead pass. Lindros failed to knock that down. Kovalev turning. He's been strong for Russia in this game. Kasparaitis shot it in. And Primo will try to move it back out. He does. Gets it up to Lindros. Shanahan is on the play. Here he is. Shanahan had the pass hit a skate. He's back in the goal trying to dump it out front. Kasparaitis hit him. And the puck is lifted to center. Stevens again shooting it back in. Canada changing as the play goes on. Zhitnik. We're near the 9-minute mark of the third period. Canada 4. Russia 3. Pass up through center. Nemchinov shoots it in behind the net. Niedermayer coming back quickly, but Fedorov was stopped from getting a shot. Mogilny got the pass in. Nemchinov back for Mogilny. Fedorov in front of the goal. Couldn't get it out to him. Here's a hard hit by Blake. Nailed Nemchinov pretty good. And he hit him again. Rob Blake clears the puck out and down the ice. Canada on it. Damphus can't make the play in front of the net. Gonchar got back. 4-3 Canada. It's starting to open up again. Niedermayer knocked it away. Messier's backhand pass. Stop near center. Graves giving chase. Lemieux played it back inside his own line, and now Messier can't reach it. Shot down the ice. Yuskevich, the first one back. Graves chasing him. Yuskevich made a pretty good move to get it ahead, but not out. Coffey kept it in. Oh, left hand by Fedizov on Coffey, and nobody saw it. Russia moving it. Larionov's quick pass to Kozlov. Larionov can't make that pretty play. Coffey, a big defensive move, stopping the pass. Yuskevich shot, stop, rebound. Into the corner goes Russia pressing. Yuskevich again. Shot is blocked, and the puck goes across center. Just past the 10-minute mark of the third. Canada leads 4-3. Russia coming on again. Zhdanov coming in. Can't get a shot. Kovalev drives it off his stick. They're all over Canada right here. Zhdanov back to the line. Kasparaitis tried to feed it back to him. Puck is still in there, but now they'll clear it. And they'll hang on this icing play. Russia really had it going.
Awesome, great hockey here at both ends of the rink. A real good shift by the Russian team there, and some close calls. Canada involved big time. We worried about Rob Blake. He only played 6 games last year. He's coming from a long way back. This was the third of 3 big hits on the same shift, and he finally gets the puck out of the zone, and away Canada goes on a 3-on-1 rush, and Dom Foose cannot get the puck to the man he wanted on a good play by Gonchar, and then Paul Coffey made a great defensive play on this cute passing situation as Larionov was all alone in front, but Coffey's diving poke check prevented the puck from getting to him.
That one was not dropped squarely. So once again, they'll line up to the left of Curtis Joseph.
Russia missing 2 defensemen in the dressing room, Zubov and Malakoff. I don't know what happened to Zubov, but remember Malakoff, he was tattooed in there early in this period and has not returned.
Canada trying to get organized again, and Fleury will do it for him. Brings it in. Fleury all the way around the net, comes out with the pass. The shot. It missed the goal. Stevens' shot. It's off the stick. Very high in the building, up behind Nikolai Khabibulin. With 9 minutes remaining in the third, it remains a 4-3 Canada lead.
Bye, guys. See you next week.
Between us, it's Carlin.
I can't get my helmet on.
From the land of sunshine comes the greatest long shot.
What's a bobsled?
In Olympic history. John Candy.
Oh, goody.
Cool Runnings, September 15th.
Every weekend, there is one newscast that can take you to places around the world. The places you want to know about. Sunday Report with Wendy Mesley on CBC Television.
One of the attractions of the Canada Cups and now the World Cups is that the type of play is a little different because of the great skill level in all these teams. We haven't seen nearly as many shoot-ins and attempted retrieves. We've seen more and better passes. There's been a great pace. We haven't noticed the neutral zone trap. We've seen some good one-on-one offensive battles. When you add up all those things, no wonder Canadians love the Canada Cup, and they'll love the World Cup just as much.
That's Primo digging the puck off the boards, and a great battle back of the net with Gonchar. Desjardins shot it into him. Couldn't knock it down. Now he has it. Fedorov trying to stop him. Took the puck away from Primo. McGillney moving back to help, and they freeze it in on the boards. And the face-off will be inside of the Russia line.
The world World Cup brings you the greatest moments in hockey. Now, Canadian Tire brings the World Cup into your store. The best sale prices on brand name equipment, like Bauer Supreme 3000 junior and senior hockey sticks half price, and CCM Ultra Pro hockey skates just $69.99. Canadian Tire's World Cup of Hockey sale. It's here, it's now, and it's real. Canadian Tire, everyday low prices made better.
We are back in Vancouver. This is game one of the North American pool in the World Cup of Hockey, Canada and Russia. It's been a close one from the start. Russia got the lead. Canada took the lead. Russia came back to tie. And then Canada, a goal here early in the third by Joe Sakic. Put up a 4-3 score. That's there now. And we have 8:30 left in the third period. Here we go. Sakic on the ice again. Fleury, Brind'Amour. Sakic won the draw. Fleury chasing the puck. Now Brind'Amour's after his man Kozlov. Shakes loose from him. Can't get by Sakic though. Heavy Bolin stepping out of the net. Flipping one on the glass. There's Sakic again. Sakic picked it in there for Brind'Amour. He's tough to beat along the boards. Brind'Amour and Sakic, they get it in front. And Larionov scoots away. Over center. Sees the wall in front of him, so shoots it in. Joseph out of the net to play it the other way. Kovalenko for Russia. Fleury took it away from him and lifted the puck away, and Sakic is giving chase. Yuskevich got there just in time. Larionov the other way across the Canadian line, and he made the move at the blue line, and Kovalenko went in offside.
Oh, we just received word that Malikov and Zubov, two talented Russian defensemen, have both hurt their legs. They will not be back tonight. We don't know how serious the injuries are, and it was a fortunate decision by the Russian coach to dress 7 defensemen, because now there's quite a difference playing half the game with 5 or half the game with 4, especially this early in the tournament.
Glenn Sather had a tough time putting this Canada team together. Talk about injuries. They had 8 total through the training sessions. A lot of them are getting better, though. Al McInnes had to leave. Stevens didn't make it either.
Ron Francis.
Oh, I'm sorry, Francis.
He's got a rib injury, and Steve Yzerman won't be able to play till the playoffs, as he has a knee injury, and there are 2 or 3 others that are playing with less than 100%.
That's another offside. Of course, Stevens is dressed and in this game tonight. Francis very disappointed.
Yeah, a bitter pill to swallow when you get picked to play with this group and then get hurt and can't play. Zamnoff, who's the newest Chicago Blackhawk, going over there from Phoenix in the trade for Roenick, a talented player who's yet to sign with Chicago. He wants the same kind of money Roenick was asking. Well, they've just added a talented guy at center ice, where the Hawks have been decimated with the loss of Bernie Nichols and now Roenick. So
Zemnov is stepping in for Russia. Dropped it back. Kasparaitis' shot. It's off a stick and went wide. Kovalev is stepping out in front of the net. Loose puck. Another shot. Blocked again in front of Joseph. Canada covering up for their goalie now. But Russia forcing the play again. Kovalev coming in against Niedermayer. It's kept in along the boards by Nicolishin, and finally Canada gets it out. Gonchar turns away from Messier. Canada changing as the play comes up to center. Gonchar shot it across the line. Primo didn't know the puck was right at his feet. Now he does. Got it up there for Lindros, and he sent it in deep. Under 7 minutes left in the third period. Canada 4, Russia 3. In a very important first game for these two. Mogilny trying to clear it out. Down goes Mogilny. Poke checked. Yuskevich will turn back. Circles at his own line. The Russians just trying to get organized now. The 5 that are on there circling back. Canada comes back in at them. Desjardins driving one high and hard. Heavy Bolin, though, had the angle on that. With 5:50 left in the third, it's still Canada by a goal.
We want to make it perfectly clear. You'll find guaranteed low prices at your Canadian Tire store every day. If you find a better price anywhere, we'll match it. Guaranteed.
One of the budding superstars of the National Hockey League, Scott Niedermayer, makes a great defensive play to help his goalie Curtis Joseph out. And this guy can really skate, and he's developed the ability to play without the puck.
Long shot is right on from Foot at the blue line. And this line for Canada, obviously Glenn Sather Fields. It's the hot line now. Sakic, Fleury, and Brind'Amour. They're on again.
Adam Foot, playing with a hairline fracture of his foot, told me there's no way he'll miss this tournament. And he has been the most dependable, steady defenseman on Team Canada so far in the exhibition games of training camp.
Brind'Amour came close that time. Missed his man with a check to the far side. And Russia inside the Canadian line. A little rough stuff again. The play will be stopped. Kasparaitis was flattened by Coffey. Gets up, doesn't like it. Well, why would he like it?
He lost his helmet, and he lost his glove, and he lost the puck.
Well, he's been asking for it ever since that game in Calgary. So when he gets it, he doesn't like it. Well, here it comes, baby.
Paul Coffey, whose talents are not being a physical defenseman, but he's doing a nice job here in Kasparaitis. And the replay tells us he got away with grabbing the sweater of Kasparaitis and then tries to grab his nose.
Darius Kasparaitis. Brendan Shanahan was saying the other day, it doesn't take long to get a dislike for your opponent when you run into a Kasparaitis or two. 5:25 left in the third. Gonchar back. That is Zhitnik. Try to pass up through the middle. That rarely works. Linden keeping it in. There's Gretzky with him. Linden is hauled down, and Kovalev at the far side, stick handle away. Coming out across the line is Yamnov. He's pulled into the ice, and Niedermayer will take over. Around the net he goes. He can skate. A great skating defenseman. Got it up across center to Gretzky. Stayed on side with a pass to Dom Foose. Doesn't work though. Gonchar and Dom Foose in on the boards. Russia do not get it out. It's tipped in front. Dom Foose reaching back with his skate. Couldn't make contact in front of Khabibulin. 4:30 left in the third. Russia dumping it in. They want to make changes. And Niedermayer will take his time coming out. The crowd getting into it now. They sense maybe Canada can grab this first game. They were down 1-0, came back to take a 3-1 lead, saw the Russians come out and tie it quickly in the second. Now Sakic's goal here in the third is standing up so far with 4 minutes left. 4-3 Canada. Yuskevich, the pass through the middle. Canada back, 4 of them. One of them is Messier, and Stevens is another. He couldn't play it too far, but Messier will get it over center and flip it in deep. And quick changing now by Canada. 3:40 left. Russia starting away. Yuskevich did not expect the pass. He was stopped in his tracks. Here comes Primo, stealing, and out front it comes. Backhand shot. Tipped wide of the net. Scott Stevens keeps it in deep. Yuskevich, he didn't move fast enough. Puck got away though, and Russia get it up. Larionov gets to the line. Cleared back through center, and Shanahan pulled away from a check. Shanahan shot, blocked. Good save by Khabibulin, and a fine shot by Shanahan. Larionov behind the back pass, Kozlov, man open. Larionov stopped by Joseph, big save. 3 minutes left in the third. 4-3 Canada. Russia, Kovalenko, tossed it away to Kozlov. Stick handles ahead and lips one into the glove of Curtis Joseph. Both teams changing quickly. 2:40 left, third period. A one-goal lead. That by this man, Sakic. He centered one. Nobody could reach it. Russia trying to move out. Kovalev hauled his man down. Fleury. Kovalev again gets the puck ahead. Bumped lightly. That prevented him from moving on. Sakic and Brind'Amour. And there's Sakic again dumping it in. Another sign for the quick change on the fly. 2:15 left to play in the third period. 4-3 Canada here in game one. Canada dumping it in again. Yuskevich is back. Hit Lemieux. Messier comes up. He saw Lemieux but couldn't get the puck to him. 2 minutes left in the third period. Kovalev, who got the first goal in the game, got it ahead. They move it back in quickly. Zhamnov shot, stop, rebound. High over the net, off his stick, centered again. Pressure here. Zhamnov centered it, score! Zhamnov spotted Nemchinov open. And that's what he had, the open net for a tie game with 1 minute and 41 seconds left to play in the third. It's 4-4.
The Canadians are bitterly complaining that the Russians had 6 skaters on the ice when the goal was scored. Now, whether that is true or not, I don't know. But it ended up that the Russians had 2 or 3 chances and then finally scored on this play. Nobody sees Nemchinov on the outside of the defensive box. Right here you can see Stevens doesn't see him in time, and neither does the back-checking forward. Now they're going over to find out whether there might have been 6 skaters on the ice. Now whether
Lazarowicz, the linesman, went over and said something to Gregson, Harry, the referee. Now, you know, linesmen usually spot that extra body. And look at here. There's no goal. Too many men on the ice. No goal.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable that that would happen with 1 minute and 41 seconds to go. That they would have 6 skaters. Let's see if we can find the 6 skaters for the Russians. There's 4 over there. You can see there. Now, if we take the shot a little further, we can see 2 more.
Guilty.
So, no doubt about it. They had a power play that wasn't allowed. And they now are behind with 1:41 to go and shorthanded.
Brad Lazarowicz was the linesman on that side. And obviously spotted the extra man. So did we, and you saw it.
Bye, guys. See you next week.
Between us, it's Carlin.
Just in case nobody else saw it, when the puck went in the net, there were 6 attacking Russians on the ice. The puck went in the net, and to make sure somebody could count them, they all got together at center ice, or close to the blue line, and celebrated the goal. And that was enough evidence for sure, but Lazarowicz spotted it earlier and told the referee Gregson about it.
Well, it looked like a nice goal by Nemchinov. Now, there they are, 6 guys, 6 players, and I think Fetisov realized it and bolted for the bench, but by then, the evidence was clear. And I don't know what the Russians are arguing about. They certainly didn't have the goalie out, which would be the only reason they'd be allowed to have 6 skaters. So someone got fouled up on the change on the fly. And no wonder the defensive coverage wasn't so good. There were 6 of them.
I was just about
to watch Fedosov. He realizes it here. He's rubbing the heads, and when he rubs 5 and not his own, he says, I better get out of here.
Oh, yeah. There's too many red caps here, baby.
Right. So a break for Canada, but no doubt about the fact it was not a judgment call, it was a mathematical call. And the Russians are going to complain bitterly here, and we'll hear the howling after the game about the officiating. That's 2 goals called back in 1 game in their first game of the tournament here in North America.
When you find a man as wide open as Alexei, or it was Nemchinov, Sergei Nemchinov was, you have to say, well, no wonder you can get so wide open. You have the extra man. That is exactly what happened. And Boris Mikhailov is not happy about it, but he knows he's a great veteran. One of the big stars of the 72 Soviet summit against Team Canada. There he is, still fired up. But his team is down a goal. 1:35 remaining in the third. Russia attacking again. Fedorov left the puck. Fedorov gets it back again. No room for him though. Gretzky cleared it away, and Canada is moving up. Lindros with Gretzky right behind him, who takes the pass right in. Shot the puck at Kasparaitis, hit his leg and bounced away. 1:10 left in the third. In this first game, the big game between Canada and Russia. And now we're down to a minute left. Pavi Bulin is still in the net. Canada 4, Russia 3. Sakic has the go-ahead goal at the 52-second mark of the period, and Lindros ran into Kozlov, and I'm not sure he knows where he is. Lindros, a heavy check. And there is Messier coming around the corner, got it back to Stevens. 35 seconds remaining. Lindros centered it. Lindros gets set, made another play. Lindros is a fire right here. Lindros takes a high step.
No doubt about it.
This could be trouble. Lindros obviously hurt.
Igor Larionov chopped Lindros on the arm as Lindros was coming over to check him. And Eric dropped his stick right away. He appears to be all right, but it was a major league slash by a guy who you think would be the most unlikely Russian to do it, Igor Larionov.
Lindros dealt the heaviest check of the game on Kozlov.
Kozlov was looking down to get the puck and kick it up to his stick. Yeah. And that was a clean check. Here's the chop right here. Right across the right hand of Lindros by the look of it, or wrist. So the Russians will be 2 men down with 25.7 seconds to go on a face-off just outside the top of the circle in the Russian end zone.
This game should be in the bag now. Lindros, of course, everybody hopes, has not been injured. He seems to have shaken it off and has skated to the Team Canada bench. Took a chop on the arm.
28-9, the Canadians have out-hit the Russians tonight. And they've done it without taking penalties. And that is the key, as far as I'm concerned, to neutralizing the speed and talent of the Russians. Now, there's going to be another penalty here as Messier went over to the Russian bench. And he's going to get one. And with 25 seconds to go.
The gate is open at the Team Canada penalty bench.
I don't know whether Mark said anything to the Russian bench or threatened them or what, but he's going to get a penalty anyway. Probably an unsportsmanlike. So this game that's nearly over is taking a long time to end.
44 seconds left in the CMAC penalty. Larionov got the slashing call. And now Messier. I think a misconduct penalty to Mark Messier. That, in fact, is the call. Messier leaves to the Team Canada room. Team Canada ready to celebrate a close 4-3 win over Russia here in Game 1. They fly tomorrow morning to Philadelphia for Game 2 the following night against the United States.
And the Russians fly to Montreal, I think it is, to play the Slovakians Saturday afternoon, or Saturday, I think, at 5 o'clock Montreal time.
Face-off just inside the Russia blue line. Stevens, Canada controlling. Here's Fleury, he scores! That will do it. 5-3, Canada.
Great passing play from the point into the sideboards, and Fleury's over here in the clear on the wrong wing and just one-times it. Khabibulin no chance at all, and the reaction on the Canada bench tells you the score is Canada 5, Russia 3 with 19 seconds left in the game.
Fleury from Gretzky and Stevens at 1940, and Canada has taken a 5-3 lead, and the clock is winding down here in Game 1. 8 seconds left. Canada has defeated Russia here in the first game, and the crowd on its feet cheering. Game over. Canada wins it.
Well, a very strange game. Canada looked like they were in trouble in the first half of the first period, then took over. They had a dismal second period, but in the third, they came alive, outshot the Russians 12-8, and ended up winning it 5-3 in a bitterly fought game.
And the total shots over the 3 periods, 35. Canada, 29. Russia. Canada wins Game 1, 5-3.
Around 6 World Series, 6 basketball seasons, 6 hockey playoffs, 6 football seasons, and just 1 tune-up after 160,000 kilometers. Vortec engines, 1 more reason to drive a Chevy truck. Chevy Trucks.
Dear Scotty, trust me, son, Paris is a long, long way from Winnipeg. When I'm not working, I've been touring the town. You know, just taking in the sights.
Fine sunny morning. You're in the Peg in Portage and Maine.
Work is going well. I'm here setting up a 1-800 call center for English, French, and German customers. So it's complicated. They really appreciate our technical expertise and that good old Canadian know-how on taking care of customers better. And I gotta tell you, they really are nice people. But I sure miss you guys. Give Mom my love.
See you, Dad.
Ron McAndrews is just one of the people at AT&T Canada, helping companies around the world stay close to their customers.
You know a television series is doing its job when your viewers tell you they get caught up in the lives of the characters, that they really want to know what's going to happen next. CBC dramatic series have always been inspired by the hopes and dreams, problems and accomplishments of all kinds of Canadians, living from one end of this country to the other. These series entertain us with a unique Canadian style of storytelling, and there's really only one place you can find them. That's on CBC.
The freshness of the sea is yours at Omar Plus, offering a great selection of fresh fish daily, mouth-watering seafood, and tender, juicy steaks. Come aboard. Omar Plus is now offering 3 80-cent meals. Just order our 12 Icelandic scampi, or filet mignon with scampi, or chicken filet with shrimps, and get the second person's meal for 80 cents. So treat a friend for 80 cents. Omar Plus, dedicated to you.
Canada wins game 1 of the North American pool 5-3. Here's the scoring summary. Kovalev scored at 2:18 from Yuskevich and Fedosov, then 3 goals from Canada. The first shorthanded from Vincent Damphousse, Desjardins on the power play, and then Shanahan even strength. It's 3-1 at the end of one. Canada 17-6 in shots. It was all Russia in the second. Malahov makes it 3-2 at 2:57. Then Sergei Fedorov draws the Russians even at 3:36. Both of those even strength goals. The game winner, compliments of Joe Sakic, 52 seconds in on the power play, and then again on the power play, Theoren Fleury rounds out the scoring at 19:40. 5-3 the final. Here was the game-winning goal, early moments of the third period. Joe Sakic with a nifty backhand effort from Paul Coffey and Wayne Gretzky. 52 seconds in, made it 4-3, and the hero of the Stanley Cup is the hero of Game 1 of the World Cup of Hockey for Team Canada. Here are the Molson 3 stars this evening. Mark Messier is the third star, the second star from Team Russia, Alexei Zhamnov, and the number 1 star is Vincent Damphousse, scoring the goal that got Canada on the board. And here's a look at that. 9:23 into period number 1. Canada down 1-0. Trevor Linden and Damphousse combined on this pretty effort as Vincent Damphousse beats Nikolai Khabibulin, made it 1-1 at that stage. Canada rolls to a 5-3 victory. Both teams play again on Saturday. Canada in the United States against Philadelphia to play the United States. We'll continue with our coverage of the World Cup of Hockey.
My friends, the floor is over. I repeat, the floor is over.
The more things change, the more things remain the same. X says it all since 1903.
Because the world can be a big, scary place. The Chevy Blazer with the exclusive driver control system. It's nice to know it's there.
Returning this fall on CBC, Canadian comedy at its best.
No cameras!
With this hour as 22 minutes.
Nuts is an understatement.
The sizzling stand-up of comics.
I'm childless, except for this boy that I'm dating.
And Royal Canadian Air Force.
I give it a thumbs up. You got that right? You betcha.
Tell me about it.
We are.
CBC, television to call our own.
Comics. I went to a yuppie garage sale. They weren't selling anything. They're just showing everybody all the stuff they have.
I don't like reading the Toronto Star. I don't like reading any weekend big city newspaper. Because they always have the extra sections. It's always stuff I don't have. Cutesy titles. Home. Wheels. Life.
Comics, Friday nights on CBC Television.
I want this house. It was a dream come true. Until they moved in.
Sit on your face.
The ceiling.
A little work, a little care, a little imagination, and it's gonna be great!
It's a lemon, honey, let's face it.
Will they finish the house before the house finishes them? Tom Hanks, Shelley Long, The Money Pit, September 11th.
The World Cup of Hockey on CBC is brought to you by Molson Exports. X says it all since 1903. By Canadian Tire, Canada's hockey store, a proud sponsor of the World Cup of Hockey. By Chevrolet, tried, tested, and true. And by AT&T Canada.
Back in Vancouver, Game 1 is in the books, and Canada defeats Russia by a score of 5-3. Curtis Joseph, a big performance in goal for the Canadians. Paul Coffey, big poke check in the third period. He was a hero of a game in '84 with a big poke check. And Vincent Damphousse, what a great story. You didn't even know you'd be playing in this World Cup of Hockey. When did you get the call?
Well, about a week before the training camp started, I was playing golf. Mr. Corey invited me to his course, and I was putting in the second hole. Some kid came up to me, so you got a phone call to make, and it's Rush. So he went back to the parking lot, came back with a cellular phone, and made the call, and sure enough was Glenn Sader on the other line, so I was pretty happy. And now you're playing with Wayne Gretzky. Had you ever played? You had that big All-Star game, I know, in Chicago with 4 goals. Yeah, well, Gretzky wasn't my center. I played with Adam Oates and Yzerman, who were pretty good too. But first experience with Wayne, it's great for me. It's a learning experience, first time playing for my country, and I enjoy every minute of it. Let's look at the goal you scored that got Canada back in the game, because the Russians had a good start. Well, I pushed the puck in the corner off the draw, and Trevor made a great play, digging the puck up, and I was wide open in the slot. I just tried to put it as hard as I could somewhere on the net. I was so nervous to get the puck there, and I was lucky to get it through. What a great reaction that is. You know, Vincent, you've notoriously been a slow starter, although not the last couple of years. But you came to camp and looked dynamite. Yeah, last year was a good year for me. Yeah. I started right from the get-go, and I had a pretty consistent season. And I want to do that for the rest of my career and forget about the first 20 games that I had. And the first 7-8 years was tough for me, but I think that's over with now. What about the moments as you stepped on the ice tonight? What did your legs feel like? What's it like to represent Canada against Russia? It felt pretty good. I was nervous, obviously, before the first game. The first shifts was, you know, pretty. We got scored on, I think, on the first shift, so I was pretty nervous out there. But after that, I settled down, and you know, we got so many veterans that have been there before. Even when they made it 3-3, everybody was pretty confident we would come up with a win. What about, who's your roommate? What's the format for you? Do you have? Well, I had a few, because in Whistler, a lot of guys had their girlfriends. Now I'm with Eric Desjardins, and his girlfriend went back home, so he's my roommate from now on. Give me a thought on the game against the USA on Saturday night. Well, we had 2 tough games against them. They're a lot more physical than the Russians are. They got a lot of guys that can stir it up, and I think that's the way we have to play. We have to bang. We got some big guys and really dig the corners, and it's going to be a great game. Well, congratulations on a huge victory tonight. Keep her going. Thanks a lot. There's Vincent Damphousse of Team Canada scoring at 9:23 of the first period, and that paces them to a 5-3 victory. I should mention Curtis Joseph did a great job, didn't you think? Yeah, he did. He played well. He was a big decision between Brodeur and Curtis Joseph, and obviously an outstanding performance with 29 shots directed his way. Well, coming up ahead on CBC Sports, we'll have Game 2 of the North American pool action for Team Canada from the Core State Spectrum in Philadelphia. Canada and the USA is an 8 o'clock start. All Canada games will be at 8 Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. And then on Sunday, we have coming up the Molson Indy Vancouver. This whole town is abuzz with hockey and racing fever. That's at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 local time here in Vancouver. Curtis Joseph and the Canadian captain celebrate a 5-3 victory, Canada over Russia tonight at GM Place. On behalf of all of us, thanks for watching this evening from BC, and good night.
CBC Sports, home of the champions.